2007, toast of the National League West, top of the world, future blinding bright. Then came the struggles, the revolving door, yet the burning desire to return to their rightful place atop the division. Mr. Towers, the challenge is now yours.
Awfully excited to be a part of the Diamondback family. Sincerely, very excited to be back in the NL. Not just the NL, but the NL West. And really in Arizona.
Squaw Peak doing some hiking. The Diamondbacks have been at the base of that mountain the last couple of years. They hope they made a decision today to help move back to the top. A new era for the Arizona Diamondbacks, but first things first. The Colorado Rockies are in town. They have aspirations of playing in October. Game 1 last night went to the Arizona Diamondbacks thanks to Joe Saunders. Another tall task tonight for the Diamondbacks. Hi there, folks. Welcome back to the ballpark. This man is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton. We trust to this point your week has been a good one. It's been an interesting week. It's been an interesting year, to say the least, for the Diamondbacks. And today, it took a dramatic turn. Kevin Towers, the longtime general manager, and many believe the architect of this year's San Diego Padres in absentia, as he built the team leading up to last year. He takes over as the general manager, Gracie, of the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, welcome to Kevin Towers. And, well, he's got, because of the last almost 3 years now, Darren, you know, the Diamondbacks have been, well, they've been in last place the whole time. So Kevin Towers is going to come in, and he's going to have to make some changes. What those changes are, nobody knows yet. But we do know that because of his track record, it's going to turn around, and it's going to turn around probably sometime soon.
One of the 11 things to look forward to in 2011, new general manager Kevin Towers. We start reaction with his boss, Derek Hall.
It was our goal to hopefully have someone in place before the end of the season. That has now happened. Now he can take a look at the manager and coaching staff and make his assessment here in the next week or so. But I'm thrilled. I'm proud to call Kevin Towers our general manager, and I know that he's going to improve this team immediately.
I'm not a big believer in long, 5-year plans, 6-year plans. I want to win next year. I know these guys want to win next year, and I think that was the beauty of coming to work with these guys and getting a chance to sit down with Ken and Derek and know how badly they want to get back to, bringing a championship ball club to the fans, the many fans here in Arizona and the Phoenix community. So, proof will be in the pudding. Talk is talk, but I will assure you that I'm going to do everything in my power and our baseball operations staff to get back on top of the NL West and get back to playing championship baseball and get back to see this ballpark filled as it was 8 or 9 years ago.
Not a whole lot of nonsense to Kevin Towers. He's old school. He's a guy that believes in scouts, not necessarily just numbers, but actually watching players play. So I think that's going to bring a lot of good things to this organization, Darren.
So his team tonight, his new team, the Diamondbacks, one of the only teams he ever knew before a part-time role, if you will, with the New York Yankees, was the Padres. Now he's Diamondbacks GM. They go head-to-head with the Colorado Rockies, and, of course, Ubaldo Jimenez is on the mound. Each of the last couple of outings, the man who is chasing that Cy Young Award has been matched toe-to-toe by Rodrigo Lopez. They will duel for the third time this season. We'll talk about all of it when we come back.
major implications on the playoff chase in the NL West, the NL Wild Card. The Colorado Rockies chasing the San Francisco Giants and the San Diego Padres, and the Arizona Diamondbacks standing in their way. Mark McClung with you. It's been a busy day around here, but a big night on the field as the Rockies trying not to get beat for a second straight night and lose 2 of 3 with 11 games to play. A pitching matchup to watch. Ubaldo Jimenez, who was lights out to start the season, he beat the Diamondbacks just a couple days ago and has really piled up the strikeouts against this team. That was on September the 11th. Meanwhile, Rodrigo Lopez for the Diamondbacks, he's trying to finish strong. He shut down the Cincinnati Reds, another playoff team, in his last start, and before was very solid against these Colorado Rockies. Talked to Miguel Montero before the game, and he said he's just doing a much better job of locating and keeping the ball down. Rodrigo Lopez hoping to be playing for this team next year, and new GM Kevin Towers. If that's not enough reason to watch, how about the stellar shortstop play between these two teams? Stephen Drew for the Diamondbacks, Troy Tulowitzki for the Colorado Rockies. Darren Sutton, Mark Grace have the call next. Game 2 of the series on Fox Sports Arizona.
For the Rockies last night as they came up short. By the way, it needs to be mentioned, in the bottom of the 6th inning, San Francisco trails Chicago 2-0 at Wrigley Field. That is the only game underway at San Diego and L.A. here in a bit. So we'll keep an eye on those standings for you tonight. San Francisco leads San Diego by 1/2 game, Colorado by 2 1/2 games. We are going to work here at Chase Field. Rodrigo Lopez does so as he fires strike 1. The UPS store delivers the numbers for Rodrigo Lopez. A sub-5 ERA. He is 6-14, but we focus on his last 3 starts because, as Mark McClung mentioned a moment ago, they've been much better. That ERA has been dropping, and his last 3 outings, it has been 6 or more innings and 3 runs or less.
Good to see Rodrigo finishing strong here.
Line drive in the left center field toward the gap it goes. It is cut off by Young. He sets, he fires, and a nice job holding Herrera to a single. So let's take a look at the entire lineup for the Colorado Rockies from top to bottom. Dexter Fowler is next. Carlos Gonzalez, Troy Tulowitzki. It's Melvin Mora, Todd Helton, Ryan Spilborghs, Miguel Olivo, Ubaldo Jimenez. And there's the Magic Man, as they started to call him last year when he took over. They did a ton of winning. A little bit slower, battling injuries this year. But here they are again in September with the help of Carlos Gonzalez and Troy Tulowitzki. They are rolling. Fastball is hot. And Kevin Towers, the brand new general manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, takes a seat a little closer to the action tonight.
He's the one in white.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Derek Hall, camera left, in the Diamondback shirt, president and CEO. Love listening to the way he talked about his gig, meaning Towers, before the game today. And specifically the way he spoke about his time spent with Kirk Gibson. I'm on him, he said. I like it. I like talking baseball.
Exactly.
And for Gibby, it begins a time where he's challenged again, but I loved what Gibby had to say before the game today. Look, I feel like I'm auditioning every day in this game.
Doggone right. Gibby understands.
Not just now with the new GM, but every day I played, every day I coached. I always feel like I'm being watched. And I have to give it my all. Outside, 2-0 the count to Dexter Fowler. But for the ball players right now, as it stands, not a huge effect. They look to go out and, as we talked about last night and have for the last month or so, not be spoilers, just be winners.
Wholeheartedly agree. After tonight's game, you want to shake hands, call yourself a winner.
Looked like he got crossed up there. 2-1 the count.
Just a straight 2-0 fastball. Miguel Montero had his Sugar Ray Leonard model of glove on. He just flat out missed it.
2-1 the count. Glad to have you with us tonight. The speedy Fowler, the Georgia native. And these Colorado Rockies again keeping an eye on the goings on at Wrigley Field. Playing with the roof open tonight. And some of the elements. There's been a breezy, cloudy evening. I know there's been a rain a couple of spots around the area, but nothing at all threatening.
We're not going to let it rain.
I love playing in this ballpark with the roof open. The 2-1. In on the hands, popped up. Reynolds will give it a look, and it bounces as it rolls up against the fence. For Dexter Fowler. Lopez has some ties to a couple of the key parties involved in tonight's ball game. The man we showed you a moment ago, Kevin Towers. Remember, Rodrigo Lopez began his career signing. His contract was picked up from Veracruz in Mexico by Towers' San Diego Padres. Back in 1995, Towers was the GM. Picked up his contract, one of his early orders of business. Breaking ball is low, and of course,
scouted him down there in Laleplantla.
Very well said. And then, of course, in 07, for a brief time, he was a member of the Colorado Rockies, was Rodrigo Lopez. Pushing on ahead, he hopes to get to 195 or so innings.
I'm sure Herrera will be on the run here on the 3-2 count.
Lifted, left field. Allen is out there. All right, our Health and Wealth Raffle 2010. It's healthwealthraffle.org. Raises funds for great causes. Go visit healthwealthraffle.org. Rockwell is our key to the game. Rockwell. So that one comes from the truck, and I have no idea.
I couldn't tell you what that is either. So we'll move on. Nice job by Rodrigo Lopez to make a quality 3-2 pitch there with the runner moving. Get a lazy fly ball to left field, and you can please take that key to the game off the screen.
Well, I'll tell you this. I know that all of the folks in the production truck work really hard. And I know they're planning
they do.
A big end of season bash. I mean, a big party.
I'm looking forward to it. You know how I like a good party.
And I think they're saying to us they hope that it rocks well. I mean, that it really rocks well.
Boy, I hope it's something better than that.
Well, we love our folks with the Health and Wealth Raffle. What a great
we apologize. Well, pretty much on a nightly basis.
Let's move along to the MVP, Carlos Gonzalez, 0-1 the count. The top candidate, certainly, along with Joey Votto, along with Albert Pujols and Troy Tulowitzki, who waits on deck.
Oh, you got Tulo in the race now.
I do. The 0-1. Inside corner, snap throw, back. So I better pay it off because the folks worked at least 13 seconds in the truck coming up with that key to the game.
So do you have Adrian Gonzalez in the mix?
No.
No?
I kind of do. Well, Rockwell, he was a one-hit wonder.
I've never heard of him.
He sang the song, "I Always Feel Like Somebody's Watching Me."
I thought that was like Michael Jackson's voice.
Well, he sang along with it. Rockwell. And so I guess they're saying in the truck that Kirk Gibson feels like now he's being watched by Kevin Towers. That's the key to the game.
By a guy that basically piggybacked Michael Jackson.
Right.
And just gravy trained him.
Right.
It's embarrassing.
1-2 the count. Fastball is high. 2-2 the count. I mean, on a day that Kevin Towers comes to town, he's down sitting right now with a gentleman whose jersey number is retired. It's pennant race style baseball. The real only thing the Diamondbacks have to lean on is to take on teams like the Rockies. I mean, this is a great day. And that's what they come up with.
Yeah, Darren, I share your. I'm as stunned as you are. And I'm sure Kevin's very upset about that key to the game.
I mean, look at Kevin's down there. And
probably thinking,
Derek Hall.
Rockwell.
Back of the shot, Gonzo's in the shot as well. I mean,
hey, Gonzo's in there.
Look at all the D-backs. Look at what a big day it is.
What's going on there? Oh, Gonzo signing autographs.
Shot down the line it goes. It's a fair ball. Now out front. Moving on is Herrera. Allen to the cutoff man. Gonzalez with the double. His 34th double of the year. Runners are on second and third. What a beautiful piece of hitting.
It certainly was that. Just a great job by a young star going with the pitch. Breaking ball stays up in the zone. Boy, those were fun to hit, those hanging sliders out over the plate like that, Darren. Nice job there by Brandon Allen, getting it back in quickly. And now Troy Tulowitzki a chance to make a statement early in the ball game here. And you hate to fall behind too much early in this game, Darren, because Ubaldo Jimenez doesn't give up many runs.
And the Rockies are one of those clubs, we talked about it last night. They score first in ball games amongst the best in the game. And they win when they do it. Look at the play by Adam LaRoche, leaning over the dugout rail. Retiring Troy Tulowitzki, who does not drive the run in.
We've seen Adam LaRoche do that a lot this year, go right to the railing. That's just good awareness, presence. He never really looked down. He looked down about 5 steps, and he just knew where he was. Great awareness by the veteran. Boy, that's a huge out right there against Darren's MVP, Troy Tulowitzki.
One of the candidates. The Rockies, by the way, have scored first 88 times this year. Only the Twins have done it more, so if you stop it, you've done something good. The Diamondbacks just 63 times. Only Kansas City has done it fewer times. Breaking ball is away. Melvin Moore this year pressed into action. Ian Stewart, ribcage injury, side injury. Still trying to work his way back, so Mora has been there as that one is rolled foul. And Mora with an opportunity late in the ball game last night. Some thoughts as to maybe the possibility of pinch hitting for Mora late when he faced Gutierrez. They did not, and Mora went down on strikes. Fastball popped up. Into the seats it goes, about 20 rows back.
Rodrigo now a strike away from getting out of a huge mess here in the first inning. Maybe landed his team with some momentum. You see a very disappointed Troy Tulowitzki.
1-2 the count. Lopez, we mentioned last time in Colorado, went 6 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 2 runs they were earned, pitched pretty late in the game. Kirk Gibson in hindsight thinking maybe after 6
he would have got him. It was a 2-1 loss, 2-1 to Jimenez. Pitched great against Jimenez back on June the 6th as well. But in both occasions, Ubaldo has been just a little bit better. Not a lot better, just enough. To beat the great ones, you yourself have to be great as well.
That's very true.
He had 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, but was a 3-2 loser June the 6th to Colorado and Jimenez. Good pitch.
Boy, I don't know how he got a piece of that one, but he did. That was a great pitch by Rodrigo.
Defensively, Allen, Young, Parra, Reynolds, Drew, Johnson, LaRoche. Montero catches. 2-2 the count. Runners on second and third. Kevin Towers will join us here in a couple of innings in the broadcast booth. Meantime, the 2-2. Popped up and into the seat, so he'll hang around. 22 pitches now from the right-hander. Very well traveled for the early and the latter parts of his career. As we mentioned, signed by the Padres out of Veracruz, Mexico in '95. Free agent signee of Baltimore in '01. Then he did his best work in Baltimore. Colorado, Atlanta, Philadelphia, and now Arizona. High fly ball crushed into left field. That one's out of here. I mean, way out of here. That's a Fatburger homer. A 3-run homer for Melvin Mora. Home run number 6, RBIs number 39, 40, and 41. Colorado leads at 3-0.
Well, Rodrigo Lopez has hung a couple of breaking balls in this frame. One was, fortunately for Rodrigo, only lined for a double. This one, well, that's tape measure variety. Oh, my goodness gracious. That's how you pick up your fallen teammate, Troy Tulowitzki, in front of you. Go ahead and hit one on out to Fatburger. Goodness gracious. Uphill climb tonight for the D-backs.
With the ace of the staff on the bump. Here's Todd Helton. 1-0 the count on Todd. Inside as he hopscotches out of the way. 6 home runs, 33 batted in for Todd this year, slugging just .355 this season. .324 career hitter. 331 home runs. And that one paints the outside. 2-1 the count. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Chicago Cubs 2, the San Francisco Giants nothing. San Diego and LA will get going here in a bit. Todd lets that one travel and fouls it off up and into the seats. Two balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. One-time college quarterback at the University of Tennessee. More than 500 doubles as that breaking ball is inside. Boy, he hopes maybe 1 or 2 more chances to play in October. You never take those for granted. High drive, right field, going back on it is Parra to the wall. Todd Helton just homered. The 7th of the season for Helton. Career home run number 332. And for these Rockies, they are rolling 4-0.
Mel Stottlemyre on his way to the mound to have a talk with Rodrigo, who unfortunately is getting his lunch handed to him here in the 1st inning. Fastball trying to go in. It goes right back to the middle of the plate. Todd Helton. A towering, high, majestic long ball. The Rockies mean in business tonight. Well, those 2 out RBIs. 3 of them by Mora, And right behind him, a solo shot from Helton.
And you think back on the career of Rodrigo Lopez in the last couple of years and the journey he has been on. First of all, you marvel at this 3-start run in September. And then you realize at times you're on borrowed time with Lopez. You've gotten more than you imagined, and then a lot more out of this right-hander that you thought would pitch in your 5 slot in the rotation. You haven't seen Brandon Webb all year long, so that's not the case. That one is popped foul up and into the seats. But remember, Rodrigo Lopez in the major leagues last year, folks. Lopez made 5 starts. He threw 30 innings in the major leagues last year. I mean, here he is now, pushing 200.
And he may piece it together before the evening's over.
Twelve of his starts, he has gone 6 or more innings, 3 runs or less. Spilborg's pinch hitter extraordinaire gets a start tonight, as that one is inside, 2-2.
33 pitches on the evening for Rodrigo.
When he has pitched really well, our quality start, if you will, 7 or more innings, 3 runs or less, our quality start. He's done it 8 times. It's only 3-5. The team's 3-5 when you get those starts out of Lopez. If you want to sum up a struggling club, that'll sum it up. You get a guy further down on your depth chart, goes 7, gives up 3 or less 8 times, and you win 3 of those games.
That's exactly right, and that's some of it due to poor offense, some of it due to poor bullpen. So in that respect, Rodrigo been a little bit unlucky this year.
You bet. All right.
Ready to get this top of the first over with?
I think he is too. And I know the man on the mound is as well.
How about the new GM?
I think he is too. He's being peppered a lot with questions right now. Gonzo leaning over, talking with him. Derek Hall. Come on, guys. I thought the interview was over. I have the job now. And here's a picture of my family.
Yeah, that's my family. And looks like they got a bunch of goodies.
Bouncing ball, middle of the diamond. Stephen Drew is there, fielding, firing, and he got it. Couple of long balls from these Colorado Rockies. A couple of guys that some say are long in the tooth. You can go ahead and take that walker back, young man. I'm still just fine. I don't need any help. Presents D-backs baseball, brought to you by Gila River Casinos, proud partner of the Diamondbacks. Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Eduardo Jimenez, the right-hander, ready to go. Already the bottom of the first inning. 4-0 is the score with the Rockies on top. Stephen Drew, Chris Young, and hard-hitting Kelly Johnson. The 26-year-old right-hander looking for his 20th win tonight as he fires a pitch. Fastball sinks away. On the season, 19 victories, a 2.84 ERA. Opponents hitting just .213. And in his home ballpark, he is 9-1 this season. 26-year-old right-hander out of Naguan, the Dominican Republic. This year against Arizona in 5 starts, his ERA just a tick over 1.5. See the breeze blowing his sleeves on the diamond. 2-1 to Stephen Drew.
It is a bit breezy tonight, isn't it?
I like it. Inside corner, 96 miles an hour. Young man's got himself a hot dog and a souvenir. Get that baseball right there in his lap. Ready to go. Two and two the count on Drew. Shoots that one to left. Deep, well struck. Out of here. Drew with the line drive home run over the head of Ryan Spilborghs, and yet another extra base hit for this shortstop. A leadoff home run for Stephen Drew. $150 to the Youth Assistance Foundation. That makes it a Fulton Homes home.
I don't know about you, Darren, but it looks to me like on a breezy night with the roof open, this is kind of like the wind blowing out at Wrigley Field right now.
Let's go. I think you're right.
And took a spill out there trying to catch that rocket off the bat of Stephen Drew as that one's fouled, maybe in play. Not quite for Todd Helton.
What happens? Everyone all right out there? Oh.
Oh,
hey.
that's it. Oh, hey!
Oh, hey, come on now.
Oh, my goodness. Let's hope he's all right.
Oh, he's okay. Well, that's a great effort.
All the King's horses and all the King's men.
5th career leadoff homer, 2nd time this season for Drew. And by the way, Drew, since really moving into that spot, that leadoff spot, August 18th, hitting .326. That one is outside. He leads all leadoff hitters in extra base hits. That's 17 now. On base percentage is 6th. He's slugging better than any leadoff hitter in that time. That's a month worth of games. Oh, and we have our Amica Insurance hit zone for Chris Young. Rockwell.
Not real happy about that. That's right there with Pour the Concrete.
Shot, and it's a foul ball. 1-2 the count.
I thought you were talking about the great artist Norman Rockwell.
I wasn't talking about anything. I was just passing along the key. And you know me. I adopt the mantra, pass the buck. If it's not your fault, blame somebody else.
That's
Make
doggone
sure.
right.
The 1-2. Just missed the outside corner at 99 miles an hour. Young, by the way, just 5 of 34 in his career against Ubaldo. It's a 147 clip.
But he's out there playing.
That's exactly right. Got him that time at 99 miles an hour. One of the game's hardest throwers. Let's take a look at our Southwest Airlines starting lineup. Stephen Drew, Chris Young, hard-hitting Kelly Johnson, Adam LaRoche, Mark Reynolds, Miguel Montero. It's Brandon Allen, Gerardo Parra, and Rodrigo Lopez. There's Kelly. And the curveball dives out of the zone. Johnson 6 of 21 in his career against Jimenez. It's a 286 clip. And the breaking ball drops in there.
Back-to-back breaking balls when you throw 100 miles an hour. That'll confuse a hitter.
Kelly homered last night.
Oh, he had a nice rip of a fastball there, but he came up empty.
That was a thing of beauty against De La Rosa. Outside, a changeup. You could see it flutter off his fingertips. Throws a fastball about 6 out of every 10 pitches, and his average fastball this year is more than 96 miles an hour. The 2-2. Curveball. Do it again with the 2-2 count. They've moved to the 8th in Chicago at Wrigley Field, and it's still the Cubs leading it by a score of 2-0. These are the mechanics in Foxborough. You can see a karate chop on the side of that. That lead arm gets out front. Breaking ball.
Like Mike Marshall.
No, not as much like Mike Marshall. A long-time reliever. I mean, it's not really a good comparison at all. The 3-2. Inside corner, that's strike 3. 100 miles an hour. And Kelly does not like that call.
Yeah, he's got a very good argument there. That ball's certainly inside. Danny Muth, the home plate umpire. It didn't quite come back enough. Kelly Johnson rarely shows this kind of emotion, so for him to show that kind of emotion, says, "Excuse me, kind sir, but I think you may have been mistaken."
Curveball, strike 1.
Now that ball certainly came back, but just not quite enough for me. Can you tell I used to be a hitter?
I can, and understandably so. Defensively, let's take a look at how it stacks up. Spielborg's Fowler, Gonzalez. Mora, Tulowitzki, Herrera, Helton. That pitch is high. His slider stays high. His catcher is Miguel Olivo. Danny DeMuth behind home plate. Already in the spotlight. C.B. Buckner at first. Kerwin Danley is at second. San Diego State alum. And Doug Eddings is at third. Fastball jumps out of the zone. 2-2 the count to Adam. 23 homers, 93 RBIs. His career high, as we mentioned earlier, in RBIs this year. 90 his previous career high. Curveball missed.
That time Ubaldo wanted that one.
He did.
You just can't please anybody, can you?
Not as an umpire.
Got the pitcher glaring in at you. You got the hitter glaring back at you.
Shoots that one the other way.
Adam was a little tardy on that 99-mile-an-hour fastball. One thing we know about Adam, though, he can hit a fastball. We've seen him turn around the likes of Tim Lincecum.
Three and 2 the count.
That time he didn't get the call on the inside corner, maybe a little up. Remember the home run that Adam hit off of Steven Strasburg earlier this year?
I do. He's in a pretty interesting collection of ball players, LaRoche, offensively. Guys that have driven the ball, extra base hits, last 5 seasons, 130 or more hits, 30 or more doubles, 20 or more homers, and driving in some runs.
Golly, those are all MVP guys.
Very quietly on the list, Adam LaRoche. As that man begins his, it's funny, we can say, well, he begins his first day of evaluating this club. My guess is, since he was doing a lot of scouting from San Diego, California for the Yankees, Kevin Towers, he's been watching for a while.
Trust me, that man knows a lot more than he's letting on. This ain't the first day on the job for him.
1-0 the count, 2 outs. And we talked about it in the pregame show, some of the words that Brian Cashman had about working with him. He said relationships
Kevin has him in every aspect of this industry. That makes him, and I quote, a lethal weapon for the Yankees to utilize. That was when he was an assistant to Brian Cashman this past season. The 1-0 outside, 2-0 the count.
Comparing to Danny Glover and Mel Gibson, that's big company.
I thought you'd like that. I know you're a big movie buff. 2-0 the count, 2 outs. That one is inside. Levo handcuffed a bit by that one.
Just to throw that hard with that kind of movement is just astounding, Darren.
You remember when Mark Reynolds got him a
I
homer
do.
to right center field? On 3-0, he pops it up.
3-0 swing against Ubaldo Jimenez. And you're down by 3 runs.
This morning, initial response and thoughts for Kevin Towers. Here they are.
On first impression, on him. Liked the look in the eye and liked what he had to say. And I think that he probably deserves a little bit more time to be able to set a foundation with a spring training environment. First, it's very tough on an interim basis to maybe do some of the things you'd like to do during the season. It's hard, but I think he's done a great job. In the short period that he's been here.
That is our Geico quote. Kevin Towers talking about a fellow baseball guy in Kirk Gibson. Said he plans on talking a lot of baseball on this trip with him. He will be traveling with the Diamondbacks. Towers will on the final road trip of the season as Miguel Olivo pops it up. And working with the wind a bit out there is Gerardo Parra, and he puts that one away.
I talked a little bit about 3-0 green lights, down 3 runs in the first inning.
Educate us on that, because all the big league at bats you had, you have the best perspective in this booth.
In that situation, you're down 3 runs to a great one like Ubaldo. You need base runners. Let's put Kurt Zacher to work. What do you say? We'll put Kurt Zacher to work?
Absolutely. The Zachomatic.
Let's find out how many home runs Kurt Zacher, and you probably have this. He hits it short. Steven Drew gobbled up, make him run a little bit.
Ubaldo Jimenez really didn't run at all.
We'll find out how many home runs has Ubaldo given up this year.
Well, I can tell you that he is.
No. We're going to put Kurt Zacher to work.
Okay, well, he can figure that out. Okay. Other things. He's given up 8 this year.
Okay, he's given up 8 home runs. He's probably faced probably 1,000 batters or whatever it is. And So the odds of hitting a home run off of Ubaldo Jimenez is pretty small.
Yes.
Wouldn't you say?
Yes. Would you like his home run to fly ball ratio?
Well, no, because he just hit a fly ball. He popped up.
Right, and how many of those fly balls are homers? Would you
Okay,
like
how
to know
many?
that?
How many?
We'll look that up. Kurt Zacher and I,
Anybody else that wants to.
and the folks at home. Breaking ball to his right, Kelly Johnson. And we'll have all those numbers for you on the
you get my
postgame
point.
show.
You get my point.
Absolutely.
It's not winning baseball.
On top of the Diamondbacks 4-1, Miguel Montero stepping in against Ubaldo Jimenez. A reason to be anxious if you're Montero, but not nearly as anxious as he is about Friday. Montero and his wife Vanessa scheduled to deliver a baby boy. They've already picked out the name Angel. And I guess the season's winding down here, guys, but the real work about to start for Miggy.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Congratulations to Miggy and his lovely wife.
Very much so.
The work's about to start. His life's about to change, and for the better. A little word called perspective is about to enter his world, as that one is lifted up into the seats. 1-1 the count on Miguel Montero. The 1-1 is high. By the way, Gracie, you just had a quick mention. The Zach-O-Matic numbers. 72 times there have been swings, or I should say 72 times this right-hander has dealt with a plate appearance on 3-0. There has only been in his career 3 swings, 3 attempts at a swing in his career.
For Mark.
For any player ever against Ubaldo Jimenez. Only 3 times ever. Goodness. And that number is 0 for 3. Because I think the shocker, as you said, is when you get to 3-0, if he's teetering out of the zone, let him stay out of the zone.
Well, especially in your first at bat. Your first at bat, okay? You've seen 3 pitches. They've all been balls. You haven't even seen a strike yet. You know, right now, you don't even know what a strike looks like out of his hand yet.
The 3-2 fastball, and down goes Miguel Montero. Anytime the D-back scores 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the next day. Breaking ball is low. 1-0 the count to Brandon. You'll be talking about Allen before the game. talking about what a good mistake hitter, to quote his manager, he was, and he would punish a poor pitch. So, you know, it's interesting as a young player, when you get to the big leagues, you try to emphasize your strengths and develop and grow them and cover up your weaknesses. And he said Allen going through that as a young player in the big leagues right now as he tries to prove his worth, not only for Gibson, but now his new boss and general manager, Kevin Towers. Here in the third inning, by the way, Kevin will be joining us. 2-2 the count. He talked, Kevin Towers, dear Gracie, about missing the competition and missing the pressure. The 2-2. Into the catcher's mitt, and down goes Allen. Well, that is 4 strikeouts for Arizona. But he did say, Towers, and I thought it was in a much lighter note, probably pretty accurate if you know this game like any of you folks that watch and follow this game. He said he's much lighter now and in much better shape than he was when he was actually working hard around the game every day. So it took some time. I'm actually in pretty good shape now. Now this game will get you now.
I was going to say, got time to gather himself. Get a little time to do some workouts and whatnot.
In the right center field, Parra racing on around. He is on with a 2-out single.
That'll clear Rodrigo Lopez here in the bottom of the second inning. That was nice hitting right there. First good pitch you see from Ubaldo Jimenez. Don't wait around. Go ahead and whack it. Fastball down the middle. Just whack it into center field. You like Rodrigo's chances here?
No, I really don't.
No?
No.
Well, Rodrigo comes in hitting .082. Let's see if he's on this one. Ooh, man, he took a big rip at that one and fouled it straight back. Attaboy, Rodrigo.
Ian Miguel Oliva with a little back and forth. Rodrigo reminding him, come on, I need him challenging me. Come on, Miguel.
We threw him a slider that time.
0-2 the guy. That's almost unfair.
Yeah, it's just, well, it's unnecessary.
I mean, Rodrigo started swinging yesterday.
Rodrigo needs to swing right now. Oh, yeah, good eye. It's a good eye right there.
2 for 6 against him in his career.
That's not many hitters can say that.
Oh, there are a lot of hitters who cannot say that.
Good for Rodrigo.
The 1-2. Oh,
that one got him.
It got him in the hand. So that's a hit batter, correct?
Well, I think so, unless he's trying to pull a Derek Jeter here. I don't think they've awarded him anything until he takes his glove off. Yeah, got his back hand.
Which is his throwing hand.
Sure is.
Almost right in the palm.
Fortunately, it was a curveball. I don't know if he's been awarded first base or not. Watch his top hand. Got the right hand right in the palm area, as you said, Darren.
Listen to it hit the palm. So here he goes to first now.
He's been awarded first base. Now, you hope he can pitch. That's it, as you said, that's his throwing hand.
That bullpen phone will ring. Carrasco was outstretching a moment ago when he saw that occur. We'll see if that's who they want to start throwing. Guys might have to move the chairs. Might be needing to warm somebody up. Summer camp might be over. Be having someone throw. He's stretching.
Nothing yet.
He settled in for another minute or two. Breaking ball. A lot of off-speed stuff. 0-1 to count. 4-1 is the score. Now Drew homered back in the first inning, and he homered to left. Line drive that just got over the wall. Outfield plays him a step or two the other way. Inside a slider.
Yeah, slider. He doesn't mess with a cutter, does he?
Fastball, slider, curveball, change. But his slider's so hard compared to mere mortals, it looks like a cut fastball.
Point.
Drew opens up a little bit early. That's that slider again. Down and in. So 1-2 the count. The 1-2. Got him.
That wasn't an off-speed pitch. That was gas.
Not at all. Kevin Towers will join us, the new general manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, right after this. For a new era in Diamondbacks baseball, Executive Vice President and General Manager Kevin Towers joins us. We've been reading about it. We've been hearing about it. We know you've been itching to get back. Congratulations.
Darren, I really appreciate it. I'm happy to be here.
What is
Mark
the last
heard a lot about
couple of weeks been
Mark.
like? I know you guys have a lot of talking to do. Last couple of weeks leading up to this, stressful, delightful, glad to be back in the mix, trying to earn this job. What's it been like?
Yeah, real stressful. Working with the Yankees, I've been watching them probably quite a bit. People keep thinking I'm still watching the Padres all the time, but I kind of turned that page when I left the organization in October, and very grateful to Brian Cashman, the Yankee staff that allowed me to work with them, got to see their entire organization, spend some time with their big league club. And when Derek and Ken reached out to me, this is a place I wanted to come to in 2005. So, it happened 5 years later, but very excited they've given me this opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to work here and be a part of this family.
Talk a little bit. You've spent some time with the Yankees now after all those years in a small market in San Diego. What did you learn, maybe comparing both of them? It's still Major League Baseball, but what are some of the difference between Yankees and or Padres?
Big difference.
Yes.
It's like ordering a cheese pizza or a fully loaded pizza. It's
I always like the fully loaded ones.
Likewise, and I like being over there with a fully loaded pizza. They had a good combination when you got good people, unlimited resources, and great players. That's a nice combination.
If you want the best left-handed starter, they go get it.
Go get them. Just don't be wrong. A lot of high expectations there.
That's where I was going.
Very high expectations. So even though they do have the resources, the Steinbrenner family have set the bar pretty high. So you're going to get into postseason, but if you don't get to the big dance at the very end, you've probably failed. So It was a very interesting dynamic, though. Didn't know much about the AL, being in the NL my whole career, and watching Brian and his staff, assemble a ball club in the wintertime. Their bench, assembling their bench is different than a National League 7 year. Bullpen, maybe not quite as important, especially when you get a guy like Mariano Rivera, but really enjoyed my time there, and hopefully they get to the end, and it'd be nice to get a ring.
That's the one area that goes immediately under the microscope heading into 2011 for Arizona. Listening to you today anyway is the bullpen, correct?
Well, it's a big part of the game. I've always been a big believer when you build a pitching staff, you build it backwards. I was fortunate to have number 51 Trevor Hoffman for 12 of my years and 2 years of Heath Bell. At their time, probably arguably two of the best closers in the game. Heath, these last couple of years. But it's vital. I always drew the analogy to baseball games like a dining experience. It truly is.
I love that analogy.
You could go out and have a great dinner with great company and tremendous ambiance, but if you got to wait 40 minutes for the check at the end, you can remember anything good about the dinner. Baseball game's no different.
Kevin, you've gained the reputation of being a guy that can unearth players that maybe aren't a good fit somewhere, but that have talent, giving them an opportunity. I know when you said goodbye to all your players in San Diego, you reminded them that I came and found you. I started your career. Keep it up. What is it about you? How do you do it? Is it communication? Is it relationships? Why have you earned that reputation?
Well, I think it's all the above. And, in San Diego, being a small market club, we had to be real resourceful. There was a very small pool of players when it came to free agency that we kind of had to target. A lot of them were minor league free agents. But being a former player, being in the clubhouse and always having your thumb kind of on the pulse of the club, to me was vital. I always wanted to know when, hey, things weren't quite going so well.
Right.
Maybe we need to plug this guy in or get somebody out of there. If you're in the office all the time, you don't have that feel. And I respected the players. I respected the job that they did on there. I always shot them straight. If they were going to be traded at times, I let them know that, hey, you don't pick it up, there's a chance in the next couple of weeks you might be out here. And I think all players want to do is to be handled with respect and to be treated honestly.
What is a Kevin Towers style of baseball?
I like pitching. Sorry, Mark,
sorry
being a hitter,
that.
but pitching, and more pitching. I think looking at this ballpark and playing in this ballpark, we had some difficult times in San Diego. And if you look at the numbers, I can only remember maybe a handful in the last 10 to 12 years where we've won series over here. And you have to be real athletic, I think, here in this ballpark, not only in the infield but in the outfield. And you have to have a good pitching. You look at the dominant Diamondback teams, they had great pitching.
We'll talk to the guys on radio. It's an honor to have you on
Thanks,
board.
guys.
We'll
Appreciate
have some
it. Welcome,
interviews and
Gracie.
Bring you on the trip and everything. Congratulations.
Thank you.
New general manager Kevin Towers, a new era in Arizona. Chris Young v. Ubaldo Jimenez. 4-1 is the score. Bottom of the third inning as he goes back to work with the slider over the outside corner. What's fun listening to him talk baseball. Grace, you've known him a little bit closer and a little bit longer than I have, just from your history in San Diego and some of the common friends that you share. And colleagues as well professionally. But for me, covering him as a visiting broadcast, doing some interviews with him in the past, it's enjoyable to talk baseball with him.
He knows a lot of baseball. A lot of it. And I like the fact that, and something he said today in his press conference, is he's not going to surround himself with a bunch of yes men. He likes somebody that actually disagrees with him. But give me a reason why, and he'll listen to you. It's one thing to have ideas, but it's also another thing, Darren, to have ears and to listen to people, especially knowledgeable baseball people. And that's what he plans on surrounding himself with.
The 1-2.
You know, guys like you and me.
Well, maybe you, but I'm just a broadcaster. You know what I say sitting up in this seat. I love watching the food being prepared. I like to keep my hand out of the blender and the food processor, though. Let the chefs do all that work. The 2-2. Boy, that would have been a strike if it was caught.
I think it would have been strike 3. I think Olivo thought it was strike 3 because he came up ready to fire to first base.
3-2 the count.
But when you drop strikes, you got nobody to blame but yourself.
Speaking of chefs in the kitchen, that was a pot or a pan there that he was using to catch with.
Let's see if Chris Young can take advantage.
The 3-2 to CY. That was high. It's ball 4, so a break on a pitch that wasn't caught. Well, we want to invite all of you to weigh in. Visit foxsportsarizona.com. And what is your reaction to the hiring of Kevin Towers as D-backs GM? Think it through, folks. Thoughtful responses only. Ken Kendrick, managing general partner. He was on the front dais as part of the group with Derek Hall and Kevin Towers today. Kendrick taking time to thank Jerry DiPoto for the work he did around the trading deadline. And with Daniel Hudson working, we shouldn't overlook that as well. That was one of the benefits of a gentleman trying to earn his keep. Worked hard to do everything he could, and when we see Daniel Hudson, we'll be reminded of that. And we wish him well. But weigh in. I want to think about changing the name of that. The weigh in.
It's a terrible name.
1-0 the count to Kelly Johnson.
We certainly agree on that.
How about the pump up? Like, get fired up. Like we want to pump you up.
Hans and Franz.
Yeah. 1-0 the count.
No, it's not really a very good idea.
All right. My goodness.
What's going on back there with Miguel Olivo is usually a very good defensive catcher. That was the Ernie Shavers model there. Which I would imagine was Ubaldo Jimenez. Probably got a little too much suntan lotion off the back of his neck on that one. Catcher having trouble catching balls that aren't bouncing.
2-0 the count. It was a changeup. Not quite sure what he thought the changeup was going to do. It hit the brakes. 2-0. He's far from on his game tonight. He still has that. And that's the one thing that he has been able to when the breaking balls hit pitchers or the changeups hit catcher's mitts. He's been able to get 97 for a strike. Two and one the count. That one is up and away. 3-1 the count. I think you were thinking about Manny Corpus, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure Ubaldo probably got into Manny Corpus's locker before the game.
What?
Oh, maybe got a little Vaseline or some suntan lotion.
Oh, my goodness. The 3-1. High fly ball left field. Hanging around with that wind. And that one is fired in. By the way, six 3-ball counts tonight for Jimenez already. Here's Adam LaRoche. Four to 1 the score. This kind of has that not so dominating feeling from the right-hander. And he now, Gracie, and this is going to come into play, has thrown 63 pitches.
He's thrown a lot of pitches. A lot of pitches. And there's still just one out here in the third. And he falls behind another Diamondback here, 2-0. He was able to get Kelly Johnson with an unproductive out.
Two and 0. By the way, they are done at Wrigley Field, and the Cubs shut out San Francisco 2-0. That is a changeup on 2-0.
And that'll usually tell you that he's having trouble finding the release point on the fastball. The fastball is running so much with so much movement, he's having trouble controlling it for a strike. So he tried a changeup, and LaRoche was able to lay off of it.
Fastball looked just fine there as he fires a strike. Opponents hit just .213 against Jimenez this year. High fly ball, deep right field. Adam, touch them all. Jimenez not right tonight. And that's just right for Arizona. For Adam, 95 RBIs this year. That is his 24th home run of the year as he edges closer to 100 batted in.
Fastball down the middle. Adam LaRoche hammers it. Halfway up the bleachers up there and uptown out there in right field. Just needed to say something about Justin Upton. Haven't seen much of him lately.
Mark Reynolds, a slider, and it's popped up. Another $100 to the Youth Assistance Foundation. It is a Fulton Holmes homer. 0-1 the count. We love our friends with Fulton Holmes. $150 as that one is inside. 0-2 the count. He's ripe for the picking, boys. Keep on plucking away. That one bounces in there.
That was pitch number 70 on the evening here with one out in the third inning, Darren. I have a feeling Jim Tracy's going to have to go to his bullpen a little earlier than expected. He might still have the lead, but Ubaldo's on a huge pace pitch-wise tonight. Gas.
Mark Reynolds goes down. He had up to the catcher on a 3-0 count in the first inning, and he strikes out this time. So now Miguel Montero. By the way, in that Cubs-Giants game, it was Randy Wells going 7 2/3 shutout, striking out 6. Carlos Marmol struck out every person he faced. An inning and a third, 4 strikeouts.
He can do that.
2-0 final. In front of nearly 40,000 at Wrigley Field.
They're still showing up.
Mark Reynolds, by the way, in the month of September is really battling it as that one is waved at outside. Mark just 4 of 49 this month. It's an 082 clip with 23 strikeouts.
Wow.
The 0-2. Miggy high pop, late break, but he finds it now and comes on in. Ryan Spilborghs. We got ourselves a ball game here. Adam LaRoche with the homer. Stephen Drew in the first with the homer. 4-3 the score.
I haven't said this in a long time. Todd Walsh back here at Chase Field, and I guess the reason I'm bringing it back here, guys, in the middle of the game is because of the man who joins me, also joined me along with his defensive teammate Keith Yandel. Shane Doan, the captain of the Phoenix Coyotes, just introduced to the crowd here. And obviously we talked to Shane because our seasons are converging. The Phoenix Coyotes have already begun training camp. Exhibition season, preseason began yesterday on the road in Anaheim, and lots to talk about. I don't want to take too much time away from the game, but Shane, I think we've made this point perfectly clear now a couple of times in our conversations in the last couple of days. Last year, great success, most successful season ever, but that wasn't enough, was it?
No, I mean, you play the 82 to have a chance to play a lot more in the playoffs. And obviously, it was nice to get there and to play the 7, but it would have been much more enjoyable to play, another probably 20, 24, 25.
How many questions have you been asked about your shoulder in the last couple of weeks?
Obviously, the way that the season ended, it's something that, I got a lot of questions. I want to get back and to hit people and feel what it feels like, and everyone's asking, and I always tease Tip that, it was fine for Game 7 almost, so it's one of those things that I'm excited to have it back.
It's funny you bring up Dave Tippett and the fact that we're here at the Arizona Diamondbacks, a year of great transition. You just went through that a year ago. When I say his name, I think of the word leadership, and I was just reminded last year of what leadership and coaching really means. What does it mean to a professional athlete?
You know what? He did such an incredible job of getting his point across with what he needs us to do and what he wanted us to do, and he knows so clearly what his goals are and what his focus is, and everyone kind of falls in line because it was so clear to him, and because of that, it was easy to explain to the guys and the guys to see what it is that it takes to win.
Shane, you're starting the season on the road, quite literally. In Prague against the Boston Bruins, 2 games in the Czech Republic. We're going there, Fox Sports Arizona, along with the Phoenix Coyotes and PhoenixCoyotes.com. We can't wait to be there, but that's a challenge. How big of a challenge it is it, do you think, for a team to start that far away from home and then to keep the consistency ramped up when you come back?
You know what? It's very difficult, but at the same time, it's an unbelievable opportunity to play in Prague, to play in front of, with Verbata and Pruka and Martin Hansel. Those guys are a big part of our team, and to be able to play in front of their home, their friends and family, it's going to be big. And a bunch of the European players are having family come in, so to have that opportunity is great. And we're really looking at it that way, as the fact that what an amazing chance this is to have to let other people see it play.
Shane,
hey Todd.
Yeah, go ahead.
Todd,
hold on a second. Shane. Yes, Mark Grace. Yes.
Ask Donor if he needs a roommate over there in Prague.
Mark Grace is wondering, and I know a lot of people are actually, if you need a roommate on the road in Prague. You're the captain. You don't have one, but Mark is apparently willing to make that great sacrifice to go to one of the great cities in the world.
Well, I know, Gracer, that you are legendary in more than just one sport, and I think that having you as a roommate would be very entertaining and a lot of fun.
Wow, there's about 1,000 jokes, and I'm not going to go to any one of them.
That shoulder will feel a lot better.
Hey, guys, just a reminder, this is the place to go for Phoenix Coyotes hockey here at Fox Sports Arizona. 60 games in high definition. Dave Strader, Tyson Nash, two of the great broadcasters and 2 terrific friends. We can't wait to get the gang back together again. And before I let you go, Shane, you have said winning will fix it. Winning will solve so much. Didn't you get a taste of that last year with the fans?
So much. And in the last 5 or 6 games of the season when we were sold out going into the playoffs, and we'd already clinched and everyone was getting excited. And, from really the Olympic break on, the building was packed and the emotion in the building was incredible. And then the playoffs, you can't say enough about how great that was. And I really believe that, we're going to have a good team and we're going to start off hot. And when we do, it's going to be the place to be. And I'm excited about it.
I'll see you in Prague. I'm sorry, I just can't handle that. I'll see you in Prague.
I will see you there. Watch the pickpockets on the bridge too.
Did you just lift $20 for me?
We'll see.
Okay. Did you see that shoulder? You can hang your jacket on that shoulder. Did you see that thing sticking out, guys? It's great to see the captain, by the way.
Nice.
Can't wait for the season to begin.
Yeah, good luck, guys. Love the great sport, and we love hearing about hitting people. I tell you, he said, I look forward to getting out there and seeing how the shoulder feels and hitting some
whacking
folks.
Somebody.
That's got me ready for a Donnybrook tonight, folks.
Looking forward to that first slashing penalty.
Let's clear him tonight in honor of hockey. I knew you'd like that.
Shane Doan.
Lifted into left field. Allen heads back. Brandon is there, and he puts it away for the second out. Traveling the world, drawing fans to their beautiful building and making sure that hockey is alive and well. What an incredible year it was last year. I'm excited about this season.
It was a lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun to attend. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy attending those games this year for the Coyotes. Coach Tippett did an amazing job, and so did the players.
Swing and a miss.
Rodrigo's kind of righted the ship, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. He got batted around in the first, has faced a minimum since. The 0-1 to Spilborns. Breaking ball is outside. 1-1 the count.
9 in a row since Todd Helton's home run on the back end of the back-to-back.
And by the way, hit in the hand, hitting his throwing hand. We can't remind folks about that enough, as that one is away. By the way, the Coyotes need to get ready for the season. They need to get their sleep at night. They don't need you coming over and bothering them.
Well, that's Prague. That's big league over there.
You go stay at a separate hotel. They need to get their rest.
Shane needs me around.
No, I don't think he does.
I'll interpret for him.
Fly ball right field. Spilborgs is there. He puts it away.
Oh, Shane, looking forward to it. Me and the captain in Prague. It's going to be big.
Got to get ready for the season. Please leave him alone. Fox Sports Arizona presents Diamondbacks baseball, brought to you by Sanderson Ford, Arizona's largest Ford dealership. By Robeson Resort Communities. I said Robeson. 6 Arizona communities. And by Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far.
Entertaining ball game so far, Darren Sutton.
So far, very good. Glad to have you folks with us tonight. Thanks for inviting Gracie and I into your home. Todd Walsh as well. Mark McClune, Joe Borowski, heck, Kevin Towers. You invited us all into your home tonight, and we appreciate it. Changeup is inside. If you're just joining us, what has gone on with Ubaldo Jimenez is certainly he has the lead for his Rockies in a key game for them tonight, but he has had to really struggle to keep the lead. He has missed a ton.
That's what you've seen a lot of tonight. He rarely has 3 ball counts. Boy, he's had a boatload of them tonight.
8 of them.
Is that number 8?
8 of them. 8 3-ball counts. A home run, Adam LaRoche, and ball 4. He's not right. He's a human being. I mean, we're reminded of that, but he is not the dominator as he seeks his 20th win. Our APS Energy Assist tip of the game. It's very simple, Grace. You might want to check that shot out. Turn in your second refrigerator and save money on your energy bill.
That's going to be me and the captain.
We'll pick up your old refrigerator, and you pay $30. Very good thing. Very good thing.
Oh, Shane, going to apologize in advance. Now we're going to have a great time, though. I promise.
You leave those Coyotes alone, please.
I'll make him beat up the pickpockets.
Dropping down the bunt. Parr, good idea. Barehanded play off the bag.
What a great bunt.
A beautiful bunt for a base hit. Gerardo Parr, whether he was off the bag or he maybe actually beat it, he's safe.
Well, Jim Tracy's going to come out and have a discussion with C.B. Buckner, the first base umpire. No argument from Todd Helton. It's a beautiful bunt down the third base line. Jimenez bounces on it pretty good. Now Parr just finds that extra gear. Tough to tell whether it was safe or not. The throw is high. I think he got the call right. Boy, that's awfully close. This will show it. Boy. It gets closer and closer with every view.
For Arizona, as we look again, that is their 7th bunt base hit this year. Just their 7th.
Yeah, hadn't happened much.
Washington, 28. The Mets, 28. San Diego, 22. League average is 15 for a team. They're half league average.
And the interesting thing is there's plenty of speed on this team. Guys that could drop bunts and get plenty of, 10, 15 more hits a year. Guys like Stephen Drew, Chris Young.
Helton was creeping in. Pulling back the bat was Rodrigo Lopez. Helton was right on top of him.
Oh, Rodrigo.
He tried to outfox a fox. That's a break, certainly.
Boy, that is. You can't ask for more if you're Ubaldo Jimenez.
What, did Helton bait him into that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You crafty first baseman, get somebody to outthink himself.
In that situation, especially a light hitting pitcher, you want the opposing pitcher to swing the bat in that situation. Please swing the bat.
Steven takes a slider that is in.
I mean, Rodrigo did what he's taught to do. If a guy's right in your face, pull it back and take a whack at it. And he ended up hitting the ball on the ground. He just hit it right in the wrong spot to the second baseman. Now 2 big outs in this bottom of the 4th.
Let's see if Steven can pick up his mates. We saw early on in this ball game the Rockies picking up one another before Lopez locked him down.
But we also talk about it all the time. It really shouldn't matter where the first baseman is, because first and second, nobody out. You want to bunt the ball firmly to the third baseman. You want to make the third baseman field the ball, and then you'll have the successful sacrifice.
The 2-0. That one is high. By the way, our Quest high-speed internet high-speed pitch. Rodrigo 91, Ubaldo 100. That situation will get the mind turning when you look at that. Walked. Ball 4.
Well, he is all over the place tonight. I mean, Miguel Olivo's blocking fastballs, and maybe that was a pitch around. I don't know. I'm assuming it is.
Well, I don't know, Gracie.
Well, just because of the success Ubaldo's had with Chris Young over the years.
When I have a guy that's already thrown 85 pitches in the 4th, I'm not asking him to pitch around to anyone. But I understand what you're saying, especially when he's having trouble finding the strike zone anyway. And that just takes us back to how huge those 2 outs were.
Up and in. Now Olivo going to come out and talk with his ace. That's one of those situations where you get a veteran first baseman out there jockeying you a little bit. You're trying to get that pitcher to swing the bat. You don't want him to bunt. You don't want him to sacrifice. Sometimes that pitcher try to con a con man. That's asking for it. You can't con a con man.
That guys that play the position like Todd, like you know, guys that are so comfortable over there with thousands of games under your belt at that point as well. The game is so slowed down to him defensively.
Oh, there's a fastball right in the middle of the plate.
1-1 the count, 5 of 35 in his career. By the way, San Diego leads the Dodgers 3-1. Fourth inning. 3-1, fourth inning. They're going to take over first place. They're tied for first now as that one's fouled off. And don't forget, after the Dodgers come to town this weekend, it's the final home weekend, and we're excited to have you visit. The Diamondbacks go to San Francisco and get right back in the mix. You're envious on the outside looking in, but it's fun to be a part of the games.
Doggone right.
He's just not himself
tonight.
tonight.
That play didn't work. Yeah, when a guy like Ubaldo Jimenez, a guy that's in the running for the Cy Young, maybe the front runner for the Cy Young, when you're trying to get the cheap way out like that, you know you're just not feeling right about things. But he's one pitch away from getting out of a huge mess.
The 1-2. Hops it up back behind the plate, but it's a souvenir. Jimenez, by the way, when he won in Los Angeles last time out, it was his first win on the road since late June at San Diego. He went 5 starts on the road previous of that with a 5 ERA. No run support at all, but just struggled on the road. The 1-2. Runner goes. Pitches in. 2-2 the count.
Stole it standing.
So Steven will take that one now. A single gives the Diamondbacks the lead. Two balls, 2 strikes, a couple of outs. Deuce is wild. And to throw in another card analogy, ace is wild when you're talking about Jimenez tonight. Line drive, base hit, left field, in front as that one is gobbled up by Stillborn. How big is the stolen base by Drew? The Diamondbacks lead it by a score of 5-4. Chris Young in the lineup, hitting about 100 in his career against Jimenez, gives Arizona the lead. He's not ducking anyone.
What a beautiful at-bat by Chris Young. 2 more RBIs, 86 and 87. A slider, he just goes down and hooks. He was a little out in front, but he kept his hands back nicely. Lined it out just in front of Spilborghs, and once it's bobbled, that's 2 RBIs. And the lead for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and Bob Apodaca going to come out and have a conversation with his ace. Boy, 4 runs in the first inning. He just thought this thing was going to get away from the Diamondbacks. 4 innings later, they have the lead.
And in a night in which, like the rest of the nights this year for Colorado, they must win.
Without a doubt. And this has kind of been a haunted house for the Colorado Rockies over the years, has Chase Field.
We talked about it last night. This is one of the handful of ballparks in which they have a sub-400 winning percentage. Sub-400. And Jimenez just not used to seeing that. He came in 19-6 with a 2.84.
A big number, the 4 walks. 2 of them here in this inning. And he's given up 2 runs. Slow breaking ball to start Kelly Johnson off with a strike. That was pitch number 90. I'm sorry. Sold him short. 91.
Kelly, a high sky. The wind will play with it a bit up there. And and that one is put away by Dexter Fowler. Arizona scores 2 more. A huge hit off the bat of Chris Young in that lineup against the Ace. Hello? Hello? Looks like the night is done for Ubaldo Jimenez, seeking his 20th win and looking to keep pace in that Cy Young race, let alone, as you can see, Jay Payton get loose, let alone the postseason race. That's really what's most important. And 20 wins can wait, and a Cy Young can wait to get back to the postseason. 0-1 the count. And for Rodrigo Lopez in the first inning, knocked all over the place. 37 pitches since, 9 batters, nothing. The minimum. And that one is rolled to the right side. Hustling over to the bag. Lebo. Lopez get together for just a moment. Our AT&T trivia question.
Going to be a good one, I'm sure.
Well, I'm told it's going to be a good one. As you can see, getting ready to hit for Ubaldo Jimenez. They get the bullpen set. Named the 2 pitchers born in the Dominican Republic to win the Cy Young Award. As we talked about, the right-hander, Dominican born, trying to reach that. Five 4 is the score.
I'm going to say former Diamondback Miguel Batista's got to be one of them.
Oh, 0-1 the count. Jay Payton. High drive, rush towards that balcony in right center field. Off the wall. Boy, he took a hard bounce on Chris Young, ate him up as he got close to that wall. Would have been a double anyway.
Parra backing up nicely, hustling all the way from his right field position to keep that from being an extra 90 feet. Well, Payton just comes off the bench, gets a fastball right down Broadway and just hammers it. This ball is on a line. Once it gets past Chris Young, he doesn't know where it is, but Parra right there backing up. That is a big-time play, big-time hustle play by Gerardo Parra. You've always got somewhere to be. Am I right, Darren Sutton?
No matter your position. Spectators get to sit in the stands. Over the inside corner. 0-1 the count, Jonathan Herrera. So they spend a pinch hitting spot for a pitcher who will not win his 20th game in Ubaldo Jimenez, and it pays off so far.
But the reason that's such a big play, folks, if he gets to third base, Colorado can tie the ball game up on a ground ball or a fly ball to medium depth. Now it still takes a base hit to tie up the ball game. Good change up there right on the outside corner at the knees.
And a little dive and zip to it. 1-2 the count. A lot of movement there. 5-4 is the score. The right-hander, the crafty right-hander, misses up and in. Last 3 starts for this gentleman. 19 in a third innings, 3 walks, an ERA of 2.79. And he got knocked in the jaw in the opening round of this fight tonight, but his teammates punched right back for him. On 2-2. Inside corner, that's strike 3. If he gets you, he usually gets you looking, doesn't he?
Well, he's also done a good job of punching back himself, Darren, after giving up 4 in the first. 3 straight goose eggs, and now right to the inside corner with the fastball. Herrera knew it. Big out there by Rodrigo Lopez. Boy, that first inning just stands out like a sore thumb, and then, boy, it's been a walk in the park since.
Both of his strikeouts tonight have been looking. He is certainly a touch and feel command pitcher. He's not a swing and miss pitcher at all. Breaking ball a little bit low. When you look at his numbers, more than half of all of his strikeouts, more than half, and he has over 100, about 105 this year, have been striking out looking. League average is about 25%. He's twice league average. It's a credit to that right there. Setting up pitches.
That's exactly right. And that's what he's been doing his whole career. Never going to dazzle you with Ubaldo Jimenez type stuff. But he's always 3-4 pitches ahead in his game plan.
2-1 the count.
A lot like his idol, Fernando Valenzuela.
That's a great comparison. A lot like his idol later in his career. Use some household terms. There's some duct tape on that arm, and
sure,
he'll put some balm on it to get it warm, whatever he has to do, but it's fun to watch him work, the craftiness. And then he beats him in 90. I mean, that 90 to Fowler looked like it was 98. Two and two. Oh, and that special pitch here. Fool him. Lock him up. I want another strikeout looking.
That copper tone one?
Let's see.
There it is. You asked for it.
Oh, boy. That's a K looking. SPF 32.
Motor oil, suntan lotion, whatever it takes. That one had some serious movement, though.
How about that reaction?
Right out of Manny Corpus's locker.
Put a little duct tape on that arm as well. was born in the Dominican Republic to win
the
Cy Young Award.
Wasn't Miguel Batista.
The ball game took us in another direction. A very good question. Pedro Martinez, Bartolo Colon. AT&T brings it to you.
I forgot just how great Bartolo Colon was there for a while.
Oh, boy. He threw hard and threw hard late in games. I mean, harder as the game got later.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Beimel goes to work. Our Chaz Roberts. Cool play here in just a moment. Brought to you by Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning. The 0-1. High drive into right center field. Diving attempt. Archie's on the move.
You just stay right there out of the shadow, boy. I learned a long time ago, guys like us, triples just make you tired. Well, he just continues to pound the baseball. Got a breaking ball from Beimel. Let it travel and drilled it. What a great effort there from Fowler. He came up short. But scampers back, gets it, and that time he holds LaRoche to a double.
And so now Mark Reynolds. The numbers on Beimel. We're going to give you the numbers here in a moment, too, on Ubaldo Jimenez, because I think they're quite important in the entire story of things. Beimel is 68th appearance of the year. Jimenez gives up 5 runs. His ERA goes to an even 3 on the season. The 1-0. Broken bat, ground ball to Lewitzki. Fields, flips. And boy, did he make that play look easy.
What a great play. But a productive out off the bat of Mark Reynolds. He did what he had to do. He hit behind the runner. He'll get a bunch of high fives from his teammates in the dugout. No. It wasn't sexy, but it sure was important what he did. And look at his teammates right there at the top step for him, all saying nice job. Good at bat there from Reynolds. And Miguel Montero sure appreciates it. But that was a terrific play by Troy Tulowitzki, wasn't it?
Miggy takes a pitch that sails outside. Again, Jimenez, 4 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs earned, 4 walks. He was just never in command of anything. 6 strikeouts, a couple of homers, an ERA of an even 3 now. Oh, he didn't mean to. He held up, and then he went on around. He tried to hold up, I should say. 1-1 the count.
That tantalizing breaking ball just never got there. Miguel took a bit of an underwater swing at that one.
9 3-ball counts as well by Jimenez tonight. 9. Swing and a miss, 1-2 the count.
Same pitch, same result. That's a big time mullet he's got working there, doesn't he?
The 1-2. Just got a piece of it. Want to remind everyone to head on out to Kachiko Land here at Chase Field.
I love it out there.
I know you do. You can head on out at section 111, interactive kiosk. Gila River Casinos brings it to the ballpark. Look at all the great spots you can visit. Bequiva, Lone Butte, Wild Horse Pass. 1-2 the count. That pitch is high, and we'll be calling a game out there from this weekend. And
really, this weekend is where we're going out there, huh?
Yeah, you're not going to be here. You're out there with Joe Garagiola Friday night.
Oh, I'm sure Joe. I'm sure the Hall of Famers looking forward to heading out there, do a ball game from the Kachinko area. Oh, Joe.
2-2. It's a shot and it's foul.
Joe will be the first one to tell you that's a terrible idea.
And his lovely wife Audrey up enjoying the ball game. I can't wait, folks. I bet you can't wait as well. It's the final weekend of home games. If you can't make it out, we have Joe in one more time this year. And no, we won't be taking him to the Kachinko kiosk.
Better not.
That's you Sunday. It'll be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the last game of the season up there. Right for the Kachinko board.
The 2-2. Ooh, drop down sidearm, and that's not nice. Ew, yikes. I'm told, Gracie, Fandemonium's coming up this weekend. Is that true?
I'm glad you said that, because the D-backs will take on the Los Angeles Dodgers this weekend at Chase Field. Pandemonium presented by the Arizona Lottery, and that means fans can win tons of great prizes all game long. Get tickets today by calling 602-462-4794 or log on to dbacks.com.
Here's Brandon Allen. Not a very good read. 1-0 the count.
Well, it was a big league read. Come on. After you had to tee me up 8 times. Crazy? Pandemonium? Hello?
4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Rockies. 5 runs on 6 hits and no errors for the D-backs. Well, you would have loved to have, just with a fly ball or something of the like, been able to cash in the rush. Now it'll take a base hit. The 2-0. Nice, easy, patient take. 3-0 the count. Randy Wells and the Cubs shut out San Francisco 2-0. Right now it's a dead heat tie in the West as San Diego looks to add to a half-game lead and make it a half game. As they lead it 3-1 over LA, 5th inning. 3-1. And then there's the Colorado Rockies. You know that it can be at least a partial moving day for them as well. And the last thing they want to do is lose a half game in the standings. Outside. That is ball 4, hanging in there. And I guess the last other part of the story, just because of the way it has played out, that has to be mentioned now is Atlanta lost again. So if San Diego,
they're done.
And they move into that spot. They're done in the East, but now San Diego and Colorado in the wild card, or San Francisco, whoever's
that's exactly right.
It looked, Gracie, like a while that wild card would kind of be out of play for the West. It doesn't look like that anymore. Atlanta's really struggling. And there you have it.
I love it. I love it. Might have a one-game playoff somewhere this year. Because you ain't getting it in the American League.
Well, New York, Tampa, Minnesota, Texas. Good luck to all of you in the playoffs.
You got that right.
Oh, and 1 the count. Cincinnati, Philadelphia, and then you got to up in the air.
Boy, fill in the blank. Cincinnati got pounded today at Milwaukee. But the good news for Redleg fans is St. Louis also lost to Pittsburgh. Diamondbacks got Pittsburgh moving, didn't they?
Well, they did. Pirates look good. Pittsburgh continuing to avert for now the 100 loss plateau. Who pitched for the Reds today?
I don't know. Whoever it was, he was a human blowtorch.
Johnny Cueto.
He was probably busy kicking someone with his spikes.
Ground ball. Helton keeps it with him. To the bag he goes. So the double is wasted. A leadoff double, but Arizona leads it 5-4. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Blimpie. Try the new lighter stuff menu with 6 healthy choices under 400 calories. That's how Beanie Wells stays in shape. Blimpie, America's sub shop.
Get him out there.
By the fast, reliable, secure, heavy-duty internet from Quest. And by your Valley Hyundai dealers. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Your dollars. Hyundai. Now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. Visit valleyhyundaidealers.com. DJ Carrasco takes the rock and he rolls against the Rockies. As Rodrigo Lopez.
He's done.
He is done.
Nice job. After the first, he was spotless.
Boy, he restored order nicely, didn't he? 83 pitches. Mika Insurance hit zone for Carlos Gonzalez.
DJ Carrasco takes the ball from Kirk Gibson. Says, all right, let's go. Okay, cool. Who am I facing? Carlos Gonzalez, Troy Tulowitzki, and Melvin Mora. I wonder if that hand maybe flared up on Rodrigo Lopez, something like that. That's my guess.
I got to be thinking
because he was rolling.
He was fine. 83 pitches.
There's that shirt. Boy, you should have seen and heard the comments and the thumbs up I was getting in Cincinnati and Chicago wearing my DJ Carrasco t-shirt. It was big league. They loved it.
The 2-1. I've got some thoughts on that.
And
I know they were loving it in Cincinnati.
They knew who it was.
I know they were loving it in Cincinnati, but in Chicago, I think you were, I don't know if you were getting thumbs up as much as people were running from you, because that would have been the second time on the trip you would have worn the shirt without washing it. So I don't know if you were getting thumbs up the second time.
But that's kind of our little secret.
Oh, well, I just told the world.
Yeah.
By the way, Rodrigo doing a great job on Troy Tulowitzki tonight. This is the 3rd inning. Gracie outside of the box.
Pop up a first pitch fastball, pop up a second pitch changeup, and then just freeze it. It was that simple for the hottest hitter in baseball to be put away, but right now they're saying anybody but Rodrigo Lopez.
Yeah, we'll look for an announcement and see if the D-backs communication staff has an announcement as to why maybe Rodrigo came out of the ball game. That hand did flare up. 0-1 the count.
Look forward to that.
0-1 the count. By the way, in innings 2 through 5 for Rodrigo, this is the roll he was on. 11 of 13 first pitch strikes. Came right out of the Zach-O-Matic stat machine. Kurt Zacher, our fine statistician. Reynolds gets one with the turn. Kelly Johnson.
Boy, that was a beautiful turn on both ends, starting with Mark Reynolds. Snared in about knee-high, making a throw on the run, and then a grease lightning turn by Kelly Johnson. Boy, that was nicely done. You know, even though the season hasn't gone as these Diamondbacks had hoped, boy, the defense has been much improved, hadn't it, Darren?
Amen. And you're looking at two gentlemen in particular involved in that play who have at times had their defense slip, hurt them, hurt their teams. Kelly's a newer second baseman, if you will. Both of them have had immense improvements this year. Those two involved in that play. 0-2 the count. Kelly was talking the other day. He had an off day on Sunday, was given the day off, so talked a little bit about some of the things he had done with him and his defensive numbers. And he said, I still think that I've maybe gotten a little bit better, but Phillips, he's number one. And I said, well, I'll agree. Phillips is in his own category. He said, but guys like Prado and Terrio, and I'd say they're probably all superior to me. And I said, I'm not so sure anymore.
Terrio?
I'm not so sure anymore. That one is outside. He mentioned some second basemen that I said, look, you're actually superior to some of them. And included in that group is a guy like Ricky Weeks, who is a subpar defensive second baseman. Over the inside corner.
Just missed.
Ricky can hit. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, but as a defensive second baseman, he can hit.
That's exactly right. Remember we were talking about Pat Burrell, what a great hitter he was as an outfielder. Inside.
He was Pat the bat, not Pat the glove. And I think for a time there was a time when Kelly Johnson was kind of in that category as a defensive second baseman. He could hit, but he has improved leaps and bounds.
And Mark as well. His throwing errors have dropped dramatically.
I think you have to give a lot of credit to Adam LaRoche on that. Just adding to the confidence of a guy that maybe struggled with confidence over there at third base. Not anymore. Let's see if DJ Carrasco can pitch around that 2-out walk.
And here's another really solid first baseman in the box who has saved a lot of his infielders' bacon. And for Kevin Towers, a contract option with Adam LaRoche. And he'll sit down and look at all of his contractual situations.
That's going to be a tough one to deal with.
The decision to be made, do I pick up his option? Is it something that fits into my budget for next year? And how important is his defense for the rest of his mates? And by the way, he's going to be a 100 RBI first baseman.
As well as the Gold Glove caliber defense. And then then the next question is, if you decide to let Adam LaRoche move on, well, who do you put there? Somebody's got to play it. He's been a great pickup.
Allen is a man who has played first, can play first. But again, you are saying goodbye to that excellent pickability over there. The confidence that goes into throwing to Adam LaRoche.
And your first base prospects, well, they're down in the lower minor leagues right now.
All the offensive prospects are down there. There's some good ones, but they're still a ways away.
DJ Carrasco having trouble throwing strikes now after that double play ball. If you were at the Saturday, July 24th, settle in, July 24th D-backs Giants game and you received a rain check voucher for the Mark Reynolds replica jersey giveaway, you can redeem it now at the Chase Field Team Shop. Redeem your voucher Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Chase Field Team Shop to get your Mark Reynolds replica jersey.
Not a great idea to...
I'm sorry to startle you like that.
Get those jerseys out. Just an okay read. You're getting better, though. Scared me with that one.
Now, sometimes I'll just kind of be like that butler from Mr. Deeds.
Oh, my goodness.
They just kind of come out of nowhere on you.
Well, you can mention some random movies. I'll give you a lot of credit for that.
Didn't you ever see Mr.
Loved
Deeds?
it. I loved
Great
it.
movie.
That was a great movie.
But there was a butler in there who kept sneaking up on people.
Really?
Kept saying, man, you're quick.
Butler sneaking up on him, huh? There he is. In Mr. Deeds. Oh, no, that's Brett Butler. AAA manager in Reno. Off the end of the bat. 1-1 the count. Mr. Deeds was a far, far superior film to The Crow.
Not true at all. Mr. Deeds was a terrific movie, but I don't throw this adjective around too often, but The Crow is a big league movie. I mean big league.
How about the Crow 2?
Oh, not near as good. Not near as good. As a matter of fact, that movie was awful.
Not really for families. Swing and a miss, 2-2 the count.
But the original Crow, that was a big league movie.
It was awful.
Oh. Chris and the girls are going to love it. I think you need to just maybe.
Not a family movie
at all. It's a big league family movie. My boys love it.
You stay away from Kevin Towers, by the way, asking him to play it on the team plane. I know you've got a kind of a friendship with him.
I'm going to sit up there in the first class section with all those big leaguers and watch The Crow. Kevin Towers is going to love it.
The 2-2. Yeah, you betcha. That's over the inside corner. Spilborghs is done. Somebody might want to get him his glove. All USA in Phoenix, Arizona. Melvin Moore, Todd Helton, 4-0. It looked like it was a roll for the Rocks. Then Stephen Drew bounced right back.
Look out.
4-1. LaRoche, 4-3. And then after a huge stolen base of Stephen Drew, a base hit into left field. Come on down after Chris Young drove in a pair. You betcha.
I like to see a team that has struggled this year get excited like that. Kirk Gibson, as a fan, we're going to have a pitching change. Jim Tracy pulling his best Tony La Russa. He's going to turn it over to, looks like Octavio Dotel. Oh, he's got some shoes, Darren. Arizona Diamondbacks at dbacks.com. Wow, I'm good. Browse from the largest selection of T-shirts, hats, jerseys, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source, the dbacks.com shop.
Well, a much better read.
Well, it really is terrible.
Yeah, you're right.
I was
like those shoes, you mean?
I was just mesmerized by Octavio Dotel's shoes.
Yeah, that's what his mates call him, his shoes. It's funny you would say that.
He's a really good pitcher, but those shoes are terrible.
Brought in from the Dodgers. 7 of his last 19. 7 hits in his last 19 at-bats. Ryan Church gets the call to pinch hit. It's a .368 clip over his last 10 games. 4 doubles, a couple of homers, 5 RBIs, a pair of walks as well. Overall this season, as I tell you the overall numbers, you can tell how much he struggled for a majority of the year outside 0-2. .5-4 the score. The Diamondbacks lead it. The veteran right-hander. Come down low with that angle. Works from the first base side. Octavio. Eduardo. Dotel misses up and away. Signed by the Mets in '93 as a free agent. Pitched in New York just briefly, '99 with the Astros. Started saving a bunch of games, and
well, he was a hard thrower there for a while.
About the mid-2000s, has 105 career saves. Breaking ball, and it's fouled off this year. Pitched in Pittsburgh, 41 appearances, 21 saves. The Dodgers, 12 appearances, 1 save. And now here with Colorado. This is just the second time he has seen the mound as a member of the Rockies.
Gas. Upstairs and right by Ryan Church.
September 18th was when that trade went down. Octavio Dotel. Last couple of days there have been some rumors percolating around these Rockies that they might go out and get a fixed starting pitcher for just a start or two the rest of the way. Obviously, like Dotel, would not be eligible. They just haven't found the right fit. So nothing has occurred as of yet.
Just depends on, I guess, what you consider the right fit.
Pitches inside. 3-0 the count. By the way, we hope you're online, and if you are, there's a live web chat going on with Jack Magruder. A lot to talk about with these Diamondbacks right now.
Boy, I can imagine.
Jack helping to fill some time on TV. The boys were late for their press conference today. So I appreciate Jack coming up, saving my bacon for a few minutes. And if you'll remember, it was a 10-day road trip for the Diamondbacks. And Jack back home, not traveling with the club. That's when all the interviews went on. Diamondbacks were gone. Everyone in town being interviewed. So we were quite a ways away from all the actual off-the-field news for the Diamondbacks. Jack was here. He just stayed parked in the executive lot the entire time. Brought in an RV. Yeah, he actually did.
That was nice of him to do that.
Drew moves up on a wild pitch.
Oh, Miguel Olivos had to go back to the screen a bunch this evening. That was a really wild one.
1-0 the count, 5-4 the score. In the dirt. Fastball in the dirt. Well, his pitching staff, it should start with Ubaldo Jimenez, Dotel, everyone else, especially should they rally and pull one off. You hope they don't. Whoever's taking for the beverages tonight or the post-game steak, whatever happens, he better not be buying Olivo. He has just been beaten to bits tonight.
He has earned his cash and earned a lot of respect tonight for some of the would-be wild pitches he's had to deal with tonight, and then the wild ones as well.
You remember, Gracie, how proactive he had to be with De La Rosa last night?
Oh, man.
The 2-0, 2-1. CY with that huge 2 RBI single back in the 4th inning. Outside, 3-1 the count. Chris with 87 runs batted in. 12 3-ball counts tonight from the Rockies pitchers.
Wow. They're fortunate it's just a 1-run game.
Inside corner, 3-2. And 6 of those counts, by the way, those 3-ball counts, 3-0 counts. The 3-2. Inside, ball 4. Saturday football continues on Fox Sports Arizona and Fox Sports Arizona Plus. ASU takes on the number 5 team in the land. It's the Oregon Ducks at 7:30 on Fox Sports Arizona. The Wildcats battle the Cal Bears at 7 for channel listings. Visit our website at foxsportsarizona.com.
We got a pitching change coming up.
All right, then. 5-4.
We're moving right along.
5-4 is the score. Jim Tracy knows he's got to win this ball game, and just about all of them the rest of the way. Big lefty Reynolds called in. Smith, part of a double switch. We'll set the scene when we return. Ian Kennedy. And then, of course, over the weekend, it's Pandemonium weekend. The Dodgers are coming to town. Seth Smith is in left field. Smith bats 9th. The pitcher spot is now 7th. It's occupied by the big, tall, lanky, hard-throwing lefty. That's Matt Reynolds, and he has done good, and I mean good work in his 16 appearances. Final visit, by the way, as that one is outside. 1-0 the count. As Dodgers manager, anyway, we'll see where he and if he may be working again next year. By Joe Torre.
Jerry Manuel wasn't too pleased with the former Yankee skipper, was he?
No, he wasn't.
I don't blame him.
Breaking ball, 1-1 the count.
I don't blame Jerry one bit. Yeah. Joe Torre, a future Hall of Fame inductee, probably as a player and a manager.
Lifted up and into the seats.
How would you like it if Vin Scully came out here during the Dodgers series and, yeah, I'm really looking forward to hooking on with the Diamondbacks next year?
Well, I wouldn't mind it. I just need you to help me pack if you could. Just, if you could help me with this box.
Or if Steve Stone coming up from Chicago, looking forward to getting that D-back job next year. I'd be like, whoa, wait a minute.
Johnson goes down on strikes.
I think I'm still employed here.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. Joe was asked a question. He gave it an honest answer. If he had it all to do over it again, Bush probably wouldn't have answered it. And then he has since apologized and said, you know what, I was answering a question that I shouldn't have answered.
Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning, cool play. That made it a ball game. It was 4-3 at that point.
That was a long home run.
Over the inside, 0-1 the count. Four runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Rocks. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Diamondbacks. Breaking ball, swung on and missed, 0-2. The 0-2. 1-2 the count. Fun watching Olivo, how hard he has worked. He was ready and anticipating another pitch in the dirt there as he skated after that one.
I was going to say they got him gun shy.
Just got a piece of it. Four runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Rockies. They have strained at 3 for the Diamondbacks, 5, 6, and 0. They have left 6 on base. Adam has hung in there well all year against Southpaws, and he takes over the outside. 2-2 the count. Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Boston, back to Atlanta, and then the Arizona Diamondbacks. Waves at that one in the dirt. Make him make a throw or a tag, and at least make him run up the line. Why not? Just a little more work for Miguel Olivo.
Exactly.
contact hitters. I like guys that have good pitch recognition. Strikeouts are part of the game, but if you've got 4 or 5 or 6 guys in your lineup, it's hard to sustain any sort of rally. Big believer in, as I said, pitch recognition, finding ways, grinding out, an at bat, seeing a lot of pitches. More pitches you see, longer ABs that you have. David Eckstein was a perfect example, who was here at one time. I mean, Eck could see 9, 10, 11 pitches in an at bat. He gets up 2 or 3 times in the first 5 innings. Now all of a sudden you're feasting off middle relief.
Boy, that's good to hear.
Kevin Towers, brand new general manager of the Diamondbacks. Arizona has again battled the strikeout bug tonight.
10 more tonight?
10 more this season.
6 innings?
Through 6 innings of work. Colorado, by the way, has just 1 hit since the first inning.
Blaine Boyer going to come in. Try to keep this Colorado offense at bay. DJ Carrasco pitched around 3 walks in the 6th inning, but still put up a goose egg. And Miguel Olivo that time takes a beating with a foul ball right in the tummy.
No balls and 2 strikes to count. And of course, Olivo tonight, every moment he has had on the grass or the dirt, he has been just beat to shreds. And it continues.
Right in the breadbasket there.
The 0-2. Well, Boy is the kind of guy, too, that's not a comfortable at bat.
No. Stuff-wise, Blaine Boyer is, scale 1 to 10, he is a 9+. And when he's throwing strikes, he's virtually unhittable. The only time Blaine gets in trouble is when he falls behind hitters and gets to walking guys. Gas.
Olivo goes down on strikes. Seth Smith as part of the double switch. First this.
Just elevates a fastball right around the letters. Olivo just got blown away that time by Blaine Boyer.
Smith, one of his last 11 with 3 walks in that time. That's a strike over the inside corner.
98?
98 miles an hour from the right arm of Blaine Boyer.
Okay.
Smith likes Spilborghs, who share some time with him in the lineup. Part of the give and take with the Rockies pinch hitting core. They also split time as starters. But Smith, 23 pinch hits the last 2 years, hitting .324 as a pinch hitter. He's come on now as part of a double switch. Spilborgh's a great pinch hitter as well. They got a couple of, with regard to experience, younger guys that are good pinch hitters. Bouncing ball. Steven Drew. As he fires that one on across. We were speaking of Kevin Towers, heard from him a moment ago. Some of you folks are weighing in. Oh, and 1 the count. Bouncing ball. Charging. Johnson. Got it.
How about that inning from Blaine Boyer?
A solid inning. Wicked stuff. Time for the Valley Hyundai Dealers 7th inning stretch. Your dollars.
Diamondbacks Live, the post-game show. And Joe, it's a buzzword in baseball. It's approach. What was the Diamondbacks' approach tonight at the plate?
Diamondbacks came into tonight's game with a well-formulated approach to facing Ubaldo Jimenez. How successful were they? Jimenez was gone after 4 innings, 5 runs, and 92 pitches. I'll break down what that approach was and how the Diamondbacks were able to be so successful against one of the NL's best pitchers.
It was one of your keys to the game on the pregame show, wasn't it?
I appreciate you bringing that up.
You would have anyways.
No.
Darren, Mark, we'll send it back to you.
Yeah, he would have anyways. You're exactly right. Getting his sea legs now as an analyst, doing a great job out there. Todd bringing him up to speed. Looking forward to talking baseball with those two after the ball game as they take over on Quest Diamondbacks Live, our post-game show. We'll see if there's a victory for them to report on. We will see where it goes. It's up to this bullpen for the Diamondbacks. Belial fires a strike. That gifted right arm of Belial.
He's having a heck of a year.
Of gifted right arms, Belial's having a heck of a year and a heck of an inning by Boyer. I mean, just a shutdown inning.
Right.
For a new leader that plans to build up that bullpen, fix in many ways that struggling bullpen, and add to the bench. Guys have to feel like, boy, I need to show my GM some things right now. 1-2 the count.
Big Good out there getting that right arm ready.
Mark Reynolds. There's Boyer. 1-2 into the dirt. Reynolds hitting 202 on the year. 203 with regard to that strikeout total. That's never been done by a qualifying player. More strikeouts than your number in the batting average. So get hot.
Get hot, Mark. Don't do it.
Rob Deere years ago came close in a different set of numbers as he goes down on strikes.
He's starting to lag behind.
And here is Miguel Montero. Outside, 1-0 the count. Miguel Montero. Lyle, one time a starting pitcher in the Reds organization, scuffled in that role. 1-1 the count. Infield plays in the pull a step or two. Outfield is straight up. San Diego still leading. 3-1 over Los Angeles.
That was starting to get late, isn't it?
Top of the 8th inning. San Francisco was shut out by Randy Wells and the Chicago Cubs earlier tonight. So the Padres can take over sole possession of first if they hold on. And Colorado, they're in big trouble if they don't win this ball game. They will drop to 3 back in the division. But Atlanta is keeping everyone's hope alive in the wild card race. Lyle blows away Miguel Montero.
And the Diamondbacks are starting to pile up the strikeouts tonight.
State Farm out of town scoreboard.
All right.
San Diego on top of LA. Miguel Tejada having a big night. Raul Ibanez, the lone run batted in the ball game as Philly beats Atlanta. 1-0 is the score there. Been a big struggle for these Atlanta Braves, especially when they have taken on the Phillies, who have run away and hid in that Eastern Division.
How about the Minnesota Twins have already clinched the division? Congratulations to Ron Gardenhire, who, please, folks, please, writers, make him the manager of the year this year. Somehow, with the Twins and the way they do things, they always get outspent in the American League, yet they're always in the playoffs. He's never won manager of the year. Please let Ron Gardenhire take that trophy this year.
I'm with you. A little topper. Tulowitzki. Incredible play by Troy Tulowitzki.
That's as good as it gets right there.
Troy Tulowitzki, a Gold Glove caliber play, and certainly charging in here. And there are times when the Gold Glove is about offense and about what the eye sees and when you make these plays late in the season. Managers select the Gold Glove. These are the numbers. The innings played certainly different. Fielding percentage the same. Zone rating on Fangraphs.com.
Uzi.
I knew you'd love that.
I wonder what my Uzi was.
We'll have to look that up. I don't think they had it back then, Gracie. They didn't have lights when you played, did they?
Well, not for a couple years at Wrigley Field they did.
That's true. Did you get the first ever hit
First ever
under
hit?
the lights?
Well, in the official. First one got rained out.
Okay.
Very next night, yeah, I got it. Off of Sid Fernandez of the Mets.
Ooh, that's a tough lefty. Speaking of tough lefties, Mike Hampton goes to work.
That's called a segue there, isn't it?
Well, in the business, that's kind of an insider word. Be careful how you use it. But they're almost being careful how they use Mike Hampton. I'm looking forward to seeing him trot out a few times in succession, face a few batters. Because the work that he has done in a limited amount of work, he's looked fine. Strike throwing, changing speeds. I mean, it's hard to argue with nothing in his attempt to come back to make it as a reliever in the big leagues.
You'll never find a bigger competitor on the mound than Mike Hampton. I never faced a bigger competitor.
Look at that.
Dear.
Backed off. Looked like a change of pace, and down goes Fowler. Well, that's nasty.
3-pitch strikeout. That's a changeup. Bottom falls out of that one. Well, when Mike Hampton was healthy, here's a guy, you know, not a big man, accomplished football player in high school. And he was the only guy under 6 foot that just had a presence on the mound. I can't say the only guy. The other guy that I remember is Pedro Martinez.
Slash the other way, Gonzalez, lefty on lefty. That pitch up a little bit and slapped it the other way.
Let's see if Gibby goes out and gets him. I would imagine he's going to. And you can see, he is not happy as Mike Hampton. Golly, he says, I've been facing guys like this my whole life.
You know what he has in the back of his mind, don't you? A little turnover, sinking fastball, and a double play. He can picture it.
He got a lot of them in his career.
And let's hope he gets more and more opportunities. He can picture that ground ball in his mind.
Can you see the competitor in him?
This is fun to watch him come back. Let's hope he continues to move forward. He's done a great job. Softball tournament. The event takes place Saturday, October 9th, Anthem Park in Anthem. Reviving baseball in inner cities, a program designated to promote the game of baseball to youths in disadvantaged areas. They are the beneficiaries. It's a good cause. Sam Demmel goes to work. Troy Tulowitzki is waiting on the other side. Tulo and Gonzo, as their mates call them together, and the fans up there, 2 of 6 combined. Last night they were 2 of 7 with 3 strikeouts. It was Carlos Gonzalez with a base hit. Demmel, he takes over. And that wicked fastball with a lot of dive, that cut fastball is going to get under the bat of Troy Tulowitzki. Get himself a ground ball. .322, 26 home runs, 89 RBIs. A September for the ages. As a matter of fact, in his last 18 games, he has 27 hits, 14 homers this month. He's scored 24 times. Late in ball games, the number's not as kind. Boy, big swing right down Broadway. 0-1 the count.
Sam Demmel wants it in. He goes middle in. Boy, you give Sam Demmel a big old star for guts.
Sam has rolled up 4 double plays this year, and he is a ground ball pitcher.
Going back inside.
1-1 the count. Look forward to seeing you here at the ballpark tomorrow night. This series wraps up between these two clubs, and then of course over the weekend as the Dodgers come to town. Pandemonium weekend. After tonight, 4 more games at home this season, all season. 4 more.
Wow.
And then we'll miss you. We'll miss all of you guys a lot.
Well, did the season go fast or slow for you, Darren?
Fast. Every season goes fast. There were moments where I'm sure those guys in the dugout had felt a little slow, and they were going through some
and
doldrums.
For your partner, too. A little slow. I was hoping for more.
I was hoping for a lot more. That part of it. 2 different questions. Was I disappointed with the results, or did the season go fast? Most all of these seasons, as I get, into my late 50s, they go really.
Wait. Huh?
Oh, that's right. It's just the season that made me feel that way.
We're getting grayer, yes.
2-1 the count. Looking for a ground ball. Outside. A cut fastball jumps out of the zone. Melvin Mora waits on deck.
Well, you need to make some kind of a pitch here. You not only need to throw a strike, but you need to make it a quality strike. Miguel wants a fastball, and he wants it in. Be careful. Oh, boy, he got some nice dive on that one, didn't he, Darren?
He certainly did.
Got him to chase ball 4.
That's that ground ball pitch that he threw him. The right-hander out of TCU. Acquired in the Connor Jackson trade. And for Connor, boy, a tough go of it in Oakland. Coming back in with a fastball. Sam, in his last 10 appearances, has worked 8 innings and given up 13 runs.
I would imagine Carlos Gonzalez going to be on the move on the 3-2 pitch here, trying to stay out of the double play.
He is on the move, swung right through, throw down, not in time, stolen base, but that lively fastball clean missed the bat of Troy Tulowitzki.
Oh, what a great pitch there by Demmel. Got some great sink on the 3-1 pitch. Now this is a strike. Tulowitzki just swings right through it. Cargo, as my partner likes to call him. Got in there just ahead of the tag. Miguel Montero not happy at all.
I like that, though.
Big strikeout, but one big out to go here in Melvin Mora, who has already smashed a 3-run homer back in the first inning.
Picked on a hanging breaking ball, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Oh, and 1 the count. Late call of strike there by Dana DeMuth.
Beautiful fastball right at the kneecaps from Demmel.
The Padres bullpen trying to lock down a win over the Dodgers. It's 3-1 in the 8th inning. Hot shot there. Steven down to a knee. That liner ends up in the leather.
Frustration mounting for the Rockies. Can't say I blame them.
Glad to have you back at the ballpark. Fox Saturday Baseball comes your way. The Reds going toe-to-toe with the Padres. Not so big anymore for those Cincinnati Reds. It means everything in the world for the San Diego Padres. It's presented by Gillette. Returning this week at 1 Pacific, only on Fox.
That could possibly be a clinching game for the Cincinnati Reds.
Is that you? Are you
Yours
on that?
truly.
Wow. Art Grace on assignment in San Diego.
I hope it is a clinching game. Those are fun to cover.
That one is fouled off. Souvenir a moment ago after Drew says, hey, youngster, catch that ball. I know. It brought me to my knees.
Give me that. No, give me that.
Just another reason for another edition of Chili with Steven next year.
You know, that's very well said. You took the words right out of my mouth. I know he's looking forward to it. We should probably tell him about it before we actually do the show.
0-2 the count, Gerardo Parra. Breaking ball popped up. Long run with a slide. It's a base hit. Parra hustles on around, not taking anything for granted or hanging his head. He snipped it out, and he got it. Since late August, Parra, that's his 26th hit, hitting about 340.
3 more hits this evening. When you put the ball in play, Darren Sutton, good things can happen. He puts it in play. Seth Smith gives it all he can, but he comes up short. And just a little pop-up double. Oh, almost looked like Gerardo Parra missed first base.
Oh, you won something there. Pitches
Looked
come
awfully
home.
close.
Pitches come home now. You can't appeal.
Yeah, now you can't appeal. Let's see if he hits first base. He absolutely missed first base.
He missed it clean as a bell.
He missed it big as Dallas. Dallas is a big city.
It is, especially if you include Fort Worth, the whole Metroplex area.
Yeah, he missed it. And as a first baseman, Darren, you're always taught. You got nothing to do in that situation but watch and see if he hits first base. Evidently, the old con man down there, Todd Helton, a.k.a. the Todd Father, he got caught napping. Because he flat out missed it.
Sometimes when you are a Todd Father, you have to catch a quick cat nap. In on the fist, into center field. Church with a diving attempt. Come on down. They're sending him on around. Ryan Church with an RBI. We talked about the much better work he has done the last week or so. A huge, and I mean huge, add-on run. And that's a taco run as well.
I love a good taco run. The Colorado Rockies unable to catch Gerardo Parra on a appeal play. Another great effort. And Matt Bilau's given up a run on a couple of balls that went about a total of 200 feet combined. Oh, Darren. Looking forward to getting myself some soft tacos tomorrow.
You'll be paying for them then.
Oh, why is that?
That's over the inside.
No, they're free. They scored 6 runs.
It's the free crunchy shelled tacos. Just go around dinner time between 4 and 6. Buy yourself a large drink. I'll just take some change out of your ashtray to buy that large drink, and you'll get 3 free crunchy tacos.
Oh, okay.
You can get soft tacos, but then you might have to pull out some paper. Go to the hip. The 1-0. Outside, 2-0 the count. Bit of desperation in the game of the Rockies. This is a series where they knew they needed to keep on winning. A team that was reeling, a 2-8 road trip for these Diamondbacks. Honestly, finding ways to lose again, Arizona. They were.
Had some, at least 2 really abysmal losses in Pittsburgh. They're a completely different team here, though. They play competitive baseball usually at home.
Certainly competitive.
Yeah. Yeah, the road is where, my goodness, it's been ugly for the boys in Sedona Red this year.
24-51 on the road. 4 games below at home. 17 below within their division. That's got to change.
Oh, boy, that has to change big time.
The 2-1 to Stephen Drew. Outside, 2-2 the count. Juan Gutierrez getting ready for the 9th. And we have been keeping a watchful eye on Juan. He's been perfect in saves of late the last couple of months. That ERA has dropped. Throwing almost exclusively a 2-seam fastball and a lot of breaking balls for strikes. That one is low. Looking to add on even more. It could be a while till we see Gutierrez have some good numbers for you on him when he goes to work.
Oh, Stephen got one right down Broadway. Church was on the run, but he fouled it straight back. Put a good swing on it, too.
Drew looks like he is starting to work on that hunting beard, doesn't he?
I think that postseason tree stand beard. Adam LaRoche probably trying that, too. You going hunting with him?
Runner goes 3-2, lifted foul up and into the seats. Well, I'll tell you, it's been fun watching Steven this year and the work he has done, and Adam. And I can't wait to see him in spring training next year.
Oh, you're not going to go?
Boy, it's going to be a beautiful complex over there off the 101 and Indian Bend Road. And I'll shake his hand and say, good to see you again.
That's when we'll see him.
I missed you this winter.
Oh, that's a feller who probably does some hunting. Gotta admit, I'm not much of a hunter myself, Dan.
Runner goes, a chopper, he puts it in play, charging, fielding, firing, and he just got it. Steven going hard the whole time. Jonathan Herrera with a nice play. It's kind of a peer pressure thing. If you play in the infield for the Rockies, doesn't matter what your name is, you better pick it.
They were a very good defensive team. Chris Young, who got probably the biggest hit of the evening, put the Diamondbacks ahead back in the 4th inning with a 2-out base hit to give them the lead 5-4 off of Ubaldo Jimenez. Now he's going to get another opportunity, maybe get some insurance here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
The moon smiling down. Full moon tonight. It means good things for the Diamondbacks. By the way, in front of that 2 RBI single was a stolen base by Stephen Drew that will go unnoticed.
Exactly right.
Picking up the situation that the base was to be had, stolen, uncontested. Bang, a single scores 2. Not 1, but 2. Waves it to Bender. And why wouldn't Olivo have a tough time finding it? His night has been an adventure.
He's been doggone good back there tonight. He has been
great tonight. It's just something about a catcher that most of us, I think, will never understand.
Yeah. That's why they're so appreciated by their managers, by their teammates. They take a beating back there, and they love it.
That one is away. 1-2 the count. Pitchers can have their fraternity, first baseman for that matter, infielders, outfielders, but there's no bond like those that catch. The 1-2. Strike 3.
Zipped the fastball right to the inside corner, and Danny DeMuth rung it right up. Pretty good pitch right here. "13 times the Diamondbacks have gone down with a
strikeout tonight. And Kelly Johnson. That, you can tell, slipped out of his hand, looked uncomfortable as he followed through there. 0-1 the count.
Sometimes a batting glove will slip off the bat, and you're done. Watch the top hand of Kelly Johnson come off the bat. Oh, sorry, the bottom hand.
Nasty. 0-2 is slider. Down and into Johnson. Gutierrez ready to go. Arizona looking to wrap up a series victory, but then, of course, you don't stop there. Top of the ninth, San Diego leads LA 3-1. No balls, 2 strikes. Just spoils it.
Emergency swing there, but it worked. That's all he was trying to do, is just try to foul it off.
Avert the hat trick in the process. Rodrigo Lopez started this ball game. He stands to pick up the win should it stay exactly the way it is. Work just 5. Kelly belts it deep right field. Touch 'em all. Hard hitting. Kelly Johnson. And how about before the homer, the emergency swing that gave him another opportunity? That's a Fulton Holmes homer. Another $150 to the Youth Assistance Foundation. It doesn't happen if he doesn't hang around.
Great job of pointing that out, Darren Sutton. You said the pitch before. Foul it off. Survive. Stay alive. You might get a mistake with the next pitch, and boy, did he make a mistake. Tried to come inside, went right down the middle, and that's just a hard hitting. Kelly Johnson writes it. And some breathing room now for the Diamondbacks. Putting the ball in play, surviving, not striking out. Good things can happen.
As we go to break, a pitching change, we're going to show you why there was a homer. That's not pretty, that's just survival. And then this.
And then you get the mistake. That's pretty.
More from Chase. 8-4. Right up to this. Good hitting's not always about the good hit. It may be about the hang around that comes in the pitches before.
That's exactly right. We talk about it a lot, Darren. Sometimes the strikeout pitch, the strike 3, is what gets all the credit as Franklin Morales comes in. This is one of Darren's favorite pitchers. but it's a lot of times the strikeout is because maybe you missed strike one that was a fastball right down the middle or a hanging slider. It's the same story with hitting. If you can survive on those great pitches, you might just get a mistake. Hard-hitting Kelly Johnson did just that.
Well, that was fun to watch. By the way, Arizona trailed in this ball game 4-0. This game started, and I'm sure a lot of you are just settling in for the evening as it gets a little bit later. This game started Colorado 4. As that one's over the outside corner. Arizona nothing. Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound. And right now, with 3 more outs, it's an 8-4 win. Kelly with a big add-on. Oh, you should hear what we talk about in the commercial break. In this case, just moments ago, it was about the APS Energy All-Star. Who should we hand it to, Gracie? And you said, you know what? With the new GM looking on, the bullpen had better show themselves, and they did tonight so far.
Yeah, the new GM talked about it in his press conference about how important pitching in a bullpen is. Well, the bullpen, up to this point, Rodrigo Lopez went 5. So far, a combination of bullpen has come in and slammed the door. And now, Sam Demmel with an opportunity to continue his outing with a 4-run lead. And I think that'll make the new guy happy. What do you think?
I think so, too. Todd Helton to lead it off. One out at Dodger Stadium. San Diego leads 3-1 over LA. 1 out, 9th inning, bottom half.
They got big Heath Bell on the mound, don't they? That's usually good for slamming the door.
Kevin Towers' acquisition, by the way.
Yes.
For not much from the Mets. Inside, 1-1 the count. He brought a San Diego boy back home, Oceanside to be specific. Adrian Gonzalez brought in from Texas. Chris Young in that deal, the pitcher as well. With a 1-1. Outside, 2-1 the count.
That was for Adam Eaton and Akinori Otsuka.
Well said. God bless you. 2-1. And now Adam Eaton trying to resurrect his career in rookie ball for the Diamondbacks. Oh, no, that's a different Adam Eaton.
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
2-1.
right. The hitter.
Into right field. It's a base hit. We wondered how long it would hang up there. So the Todd father, as you like to call it,
I do,
is on with a base hit. Remember, he homered earlier in the ball game. He's also walked. EY Jr., Eric Young Jr. I'm not seen as a starter in the first couple of games in this series. Has played a lot in left, played a ton at second base, can fly certainly. That's why Reynolds is in, as that one is low. 1-0 the count. New Jersey boy, born and raised, father in the same area. Father played at Rutgers and then had a fine major league career, Eric did.
One of my favorite all-time teammates, Eric Young.
What a great disposition.
Sam Demmel now having some struggles here in the 9th inning. Miguel Montero going to go out there and probably give him a gentle reminder.
Mel Stoudemire Jr. will come out as well.
Mel's getting paid by the appearance tonight. He's going to have to ice his hamstrings after this.
I think he might.
Big League postgame show, though, follows this.
Quest Diamondbacks Live. It's our postgame show. We're going to get it to him here in just a moment. Todd and Joe will host it. Looking forward to their take on the ball game and all of the other off the field topics worth talking about. Three and 0. So as Gracie likes to say, stick and stay for the post-game show.
I do like to say that. That's true. Meanwhile, Sam Dillon needs to refine the strike zone here.
The right-hander, 3-1 the count.
Big Goot.
And the big fella, well, with another base runner, I'd imagine go ahead and get that call.
I would imagine Eric Young Jr. going to take another pitch here. I'd be surprised if he's swinging.
He did. It's 3-2.
That's what he should be doing. He's trying to get on base.
Everyone loves Gracie.
Thank you, sweetie.
Those youngsters out there.
They're big league.
Like Grandpa Mark.
That's true.
3-2 the count. Right there, right down the middle. Wow. I understand taking one, maybe two, but that was right down the middle.
I mean, split the plate. Oh. He must have thought it was up. It wasn't up, folks. That's right down the middle. Mercy. Nice job by Sam Demmel coming back from a 3-0 count.
Well, he cannot hit with just a runner on and a slap hitter. He cannot hit a grand slam.
No.
So here it is.
Yeah, hit it. And he took it.
Shouldn't have fallen behind 3-0 anyway. Olivo. Right there. Just start pour those sinkers down the middle and see what happens. Right.
Might hit it to Stephen Drew for a 6-4-3 and shake hands. And I know you like that term spoiler, but I like the term winner. And you can leave this game a winner.
0-1 the count.
Oh dear.
My goodness.
Oh dear.
A protect me swing.
That one had some sink. I mean, this sinker's got some teeth. Right on the back foot of Miguel Olivo. Goodness gracious. He's saying, get off me, ball.
The 0-2. Outside, 1-2 the count. I don't much care for the term spoiler, actually. And not a real big fan of Franklin Morales' earlier to address the statement you made. 1-2 the count.
Forgotten about that.
Dates back to the playoffs in 07. The 1-2. Got him. Went down and away. Boy, that awkward swing. I think that may have been his cut fastball.
He does throw his cut fastball.
93 is what that read on the gun.
Oh, yeah, that definitely cuts down and away. Remember that cut fastball Dan Herron used to throw?
I do.
He got a lot of swings like that from right-handed hitters. That one kind of reminded me of the old Dan Herron.
Here is Seth Smith out of Ole Miss.
How's old Danny Boy doing Anaheim.
He had a nice little run. Haven't checked on him in a while. Struggled initially, pitched very well for quite a while, and I would imagine still is. He'll be just fine. The 1-0. 1-1 the count. I just know I enjoyed watching the man who came over in the trade, the big leaguer, along with two top prospects, Joe Saunders, do his thing.
Was fabulous last night.
Enjoyed watching him. Out of their seats, looking to win this series.
Just missed off the corner. It's gone final.
I was about to ask you.
In Los Angeles. Go ahead and tell us what the score was.
3-1. So San Diego's in first all alone over San Francisco by a half game. Colorado in danger of dropping to 3 back in the West. And staying at 3 back in the wild card. 2-2 the count on Smith.
They stand and they applaud. They like what they've seen.
Demo, 2-2. Line, left field, coming on. He's got it with the slide. Ryan Church puts this ball game, this series, and some of the hopes for the Colorado Rockies playing in October to bed. And they do so with a big victory tonight. Rodrigo Lopez, after being knocked all over the ballpark early, settled in very nicely, and then the bullpen did the rest. This is the final out.
Ryan Church comes in. He got a big hit and then got a big out. Sam Demmel, he recorded a save tonight. A 1-inning plus save, and once again the Diamondbacks deliver a serious blow to the Colorado Rockies playoff hopes.
Colorado now 3 back in the West, 3 back in the wild card, and boy, they really have to look at winning out the rest of the year. These Diamondbacks not worried about spoiling, worrying about winning, but in winning, they're doing some spoiling. There's no doubt about that. Let's get on and out to the post-game show. I know Todd and Joe have their take. They've been working on it all night long. It's Quest Diamondbacks Live. Gentlemen, please take over now.